Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning and happy Easter. The Easter Bunny has come to visit. Isn't that lovely?
I do like my Easter ears.
I love the way they bounce when you talk as well. That's wonderful. Well, good morning, happy Easter. I hope you've had a breakfast of chocolate. My kids certainly have. And Adam brought us Easter eggs today.
I did, yeah. Yeah, welcome. You're welcome.
I can hear myself, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on one second. I think there might be an issue. If you're hearing an echo, bear with us. We're going to sort that out. Right, first of all, massive apologies to you all. For anybody that was trying to tune in on Thursday, so sorry. Stu pressed the button. He did. There was a technical glitch with the recording going out. So I'm really sorry for those of you that did tune in at the regular time on Thursday morning. That was... Stu's bad, basically. We were very, very busy. It's Easter bank holiday weekend. We were doing loads and loads of activity. That show was supposed to be there for you. Now, I know a lot of you have tuned in. We did set it going, so I know a lot of you have tuned in and you have looked at that, so thanks ever so much. But we're here, we're live, it is Sunday morning, it's about 9:31. We're definitely here with you and we're excited to bring you all of the fantastic things. Do you want to tell them about all the bits and pieces, Adam?
I can, Bex, because, yeah, as I say, welcome to everybody, especially anybody new if you joined us. And, yeah, we've got some fantastic things today. We've got things you can eat, we've got things that smell nice, we've got evergreens, we've got all sorts of things. But what we haven't got is P&P charges, because we have free P&P these days, which is fantastic. Anything you get from in here, from in our...
That was Matt. Hello, Matt. He's trying to sort the sound. Bear with us.
Yeah, anything you purchase from us in our little potting shed here, free P&P. If you go onto the website, there might be some P&P, but I've got a solution for that possibly for you as well, which we can do. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump forward a bit, because there is the code that you can use.
There is.
Which will be on the screen any minute now. But what I'll do, I'll jump forward and talk about something else first.
What are you going to talk about?
I was going to talk about the club.
Go for it, yes.
Yeah, so if you join our club, you get 15% off of all our plants, things like plants, compost, for example, 7.5% off of, say, lawn mowers, garden furniture. And basically, it's £10, isn't it?
Yeah, it's £10 to join.
£10 a year. And if you just keep that subscription going, just repeat, it'll only ever be £10. Every time you go on, you will get that 15% discount, which is
huge savings.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal. I mean, it just makes so much sense to do it, because in a very, very short time, you're going to get that 10 quid back. And if you auto-renew, it's there forever and it will never go up. But there's another magic thing you need to do. We have a YGTV code.
Yeah, it's 1625 this week. Yeah. YGTV 1625.
That's going past the year, isn't it? 16
I know,
already.
It's really
quick.
So
when that code comes, you need to enter that code for lots of really, really good reasons. First of all, it kind of secures that free P&P, which is really, really important. Also, any offers we have. Sometimes we have double up, sometimes we have bog off, sometimes we buy one, get two free. Sometimes we might do something where you can get some blueberries, and for a few quid extra, we'll throw in some pots. So, you need to put that code in. That opens all the magic. It's like a magic Pandora's box of lovely things that you can get from us.
And one more thing that it's going to add into your box today is, into your order, is a free gift.
Oh,
so
yes.
It's the return of the free gift. We don't know how long it's going to last, but free gift with every purchase today. And it's the gorgeous Sarah Bernhardt peony that you can see down the front of here. So it's a bare root plant. We need to get that planted pretty quick, don't we?
We do, yeah, because time's moving on. Yeah, and just one more thing to say as well. Also, when you join the club that I mentioned earlier on, you get vouchers. You get £20 worth, 4 lots of £5 vouchers, which is fantastic. As Bex always said, look at the expiry date on those. Don't worry about the date they start from, because you can spend one per order, even in the same day if you want to as well. And also, if you do sort of stray outside the potting shed and decide to buy something from the website, and there's P&P on that, well, you get 2 £6 postage vouchers in with that as well, which you can use to offset that. So loads and loads of good reasons. There's the code there that sort of Bex mentioned for you, the YGTV. There, look, just there, down there. I'll come back a bit. Just there it is. Yeah, that's the code to enter that, and as I say, the magic happens.
It does indeed. Good morning to you all. Keith, Caroline, Bill, Neil, Olwyn, Elaine, Simon, Eleanor, Verna.
Yay.
I think I caught everybody's names there. So Elaine, I see Elaine missed Thursday. She was in for an eye hospital for surgery. I hope you're okay. I hope you can see us all right. If you can't, I hope you can hear us all right. Neil saying, no worries, Bex and Stuart, these things happen. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Technical glitches sometimes, but we're here for you. We're going to talk to you about all of the gorgeous things we've got. We're going over, first of all, to the favourites table. And we're going to start off with the wonderful beautiful Delphinium Magic Fountain. Now, Ali G, I saw your email this morning. Ali's asking if she placed an order for 3 of these, will she get 3 different colours? I can't guarantee it, Alison, no. It is a random selection. I don't think they're even labelled with the colours. No, they are just labelled Delphinium Magic Fountain, so I can't guarantee that you'll get 3 different colours. You may get 3 different colours. You may get 2 different, 2 of one of another. I can't guarantee. I can guarantee they will all be beautiful, though. And this is a really nice big one. It's in the 2-litre pot, so it's already really established. It's got some awesome growth on here as well. We often talk about delphiniums and say protect them from the slugs and snails, don't we? It's the fresh new growth coming through.
That's it.
Now, you're still going to want to protect it, but actually it is quite well grown already, so hopefully they won't go for it as much.
Yeah, because it is the really small growth that just comes through at the base. You know when you get those like asparagus-like sort of little
just
tips?
the little bits.
Yeah, they love to munch on those. Once it gets to that height, they're pretty safe from slugs and snails. But that is a flower spike on that one. That will produce a flower. When you see that long upright stem like that, in another sort of 3 or 4 weeks' time, you'll start to see that flower spike develop in the middle. Can't guarantee all yours will have a flower spike on that, but I'm pretty sure most of them will. But as the spec said, whatever colour you get, we've got the most gorgeous pure white. We've got lovely deep blues. We've got a lovely powdery pale blue. We've got that purpley coloured one. And these are nice, these particular delphiniums as well, because they're not the delphiniums that you've got to put loads of bamboo canes and sticks around. Because I always think that detracts from them a bit, really, because you've got these beautiful plants and they're all trussed up with string and sticks, which I don't like. These ones are much more stout, so they don't need staking unless you're really, really windy area. So you haven't got all those ugly sticks. They'll come back year after year. Give them a nice, bright, open, sunny space. That's where they like to grow. Don't make them compete with other plants. When they've first finished flowering, trim them down, give them a good liquid feed, use our blooming fast. They'll reshoot and they'll give you a second flush of flower a little later in the season.
Yeah, this is what I just love delphiniums. I think they're fantastic. They're really quite show-stopping flowers, aren't they? You're saving £5 off that one, only if you use the code. And of course, remember, it's free postage on everything in the potting shed. You do pay postage when you order from the website at YGTV, but it's free shipping here in the potting shed as long as you use that code YGTV1625. If you're not a club member, you want that yellow price, don't you? You want the £8.49 rather than the £9.99. You get that by joining the club. I know most of you who watch, you are club members already, but anybody that's brand new that's watching, stick with us because we'll explain all of this to you. But the benefits of that club are phenomenal. Right, the item number you need is 511 552. Go to YouGarden.com to place your order. Use the phone lines. They are open until 4 o'clock on a Sunday at the moment, which is brilliant. So let's go on to Sun Gold next, shall we? We've got 2 varieties of Buddleia for you. This one is a fantastic one. Golden colour, fabulously fragrant.
Yeah, and really different, this one as well, because it's not the usual Buddleia with those big kind of pointy flower spikes. You've got these little clusters of gorgeous, gorgeous yellow flowers, that deep honey centre on these as well. Really, really fragrant, long flowering period on these. This shrub will get to about a couple of metres tall, a couple of 2 or 3 metres tall. Not quite as vigorous as the normal type of Buddleia, but still quite a vigorous plant and a slightly kind of different growth habit as well. But yeah, this is superb. It's different, it's unusual. A lot of people will not recognise this as a Buddleia because it does look, as I say, not like you'd normally expect it to be. It'll be covered in butterflies, pollinating insects. It's not really fussed about soil either. Buddleias are tough. They'll grow in clay soils, sandy soils. They're quite good for poor soils. In fact, the only place they won't really grow is deep shade and very, very wet soils. But other than that, you know what? They're pretty unfussy, these.
Do you know, Matt's just said in my ear, I've never seen a yellow Buddleia. And do you know what, Matt? I think I've never seen a yellow Buddleia. When I'm out and about, and obviously I pay attention to people's gardens when I'm wandering, I don't think I've ever seen a yellow Buddleia, so I think it's a really good point. It's something a bit different. It's definitely a talking point, and I love doing something just a little bit different, but also easy. You are getting a £5 saving off that one as well. I will just point out to you the size of the plant. I'm going to just come around here and yank it out of the pot for you.
It's humongous, isn't it? This one?
It is massive. I mean, nice big chunky roots going around the base there, no compost falling away, so you know you're getting a quality plant. If you regularly watch us here at YouGarden, you know you're getting quality, don't you? Nice and big, so you're going to get beautiful results first year from that. Super simple as well. So this one, Actually, you prune after flowering, don't you?
Yeah.
Other Buddleia, you'd prune early springtime and it'd do all that growth. This one, it flowers on its old growth. So just prune it after flowering, later on in summertime, and then any new growth that comes through will be your flowering stems and wood for next year, okay? So that's just the only slightly different bit that you need to do with the care of that one. 560498 is the item number, £5 saving, £12.74 if you're a club member. This is where you can see those club discounts really starting to add up. The more you buy, the more you save. Woohoo! It's a great excuse to buy plants. Right, let's move on, shall we? Hydrangea, the deep purple dance. Oh, it's deep purple dance.
Yeah, this
I've
is
just
good.
been calling it deep purple, but it's deep purple dance.
Deep,
Quite like that.
deep purple, do. Yeah, they've even given it a deep purple pot.
Is that a deep purple song? Is it? Okay.
I think Stu noticed the other day that the pot's got
yeah, it's got guitars all around it.
Which is
I think that's super cute. I mean, for a look, you're going to go for it because you like the plant, of course you are. But if you were buying this as a gift for a music lover, or you yourself are a music lover, I just think that's a nice addition.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is. It is. And this, I mean, wow! When I saw this the other day, I was blown away by this, Bex, because even though I've been gardening since I was 5, you still see things that you've never seen before. And I've not seen a hydrangea this colour. I mean, this is just phenomenal. And also, this is one of the mop head ones, so you can slightly change the colour of this flower depending on what soil you put it in. If you put it in really acid soil, where your rhododendrons and azaleas grow, for example, it will become kind of more of a bluey purple. But if you plant it in an alkaline soil, it will become more deep purple. It just depends. But either way, it will be purple, it will be different, it will be unusual. This will be a talking point. People will think you've sprayed it or coloured it or done something to it to get it to be this colour. But another great little facet to this one as well is the little white edging on the petals. So it's just a real star, this one. Nice and compact, only probably get to about a metre and a half tall. About that kind of spread as well. Fantastic plant we've got for you as well. Good quality plant there in a 2-litre pot. Some of those fat buds on there as well. There's some chunky fat buds down here. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them didn't give you a flower this year, in the first year. But certainly from next year, you'll get flower buds on this. Easy to prune this one as well. Don't even think about pruning for the first 3 or 4 years. Just let it get established. And then after that, all you need to do is take each year in spring, just take away 1/3 of the old growth. So any sort of spindly, broken, twisted, rubbing kind of sticks and wood, take them away. Leave the other 2/3 behind and just repeat that each year. And that's all you need to do. But yeah, grow this in containers, grow it in beds and borders. It's good for shade, good for moist soil, but it's different.
It is, definitely. A couple of quid saving off there if you use the code. It's £15.29 in the club. Winter hardy, really suited to our UK conditions. Nice and simple, actually, hydrangeas. They're not as difficult as people think. Everyone gets confused about the pruning on hydrangeas, but mop head flowers on old wood, paniculata flowers on new wood. That's basically it when it comes to pruning.
Yep,
that's
simple.
all you've got to think
Simple
about with
as.
these two. Mop head, so you'll prune it after flowering. The growth will then carry the flowers for next year. Really nice and simple, honestly. Vicky, thank you for your message. She says, hello, Bex and Adam. Just wanted to say how much I love Miner's Merlot Euphorbia. If you've been watching a while, you know we're fans of that plant.
They're looking amazing at the moment.
It sailed through a -7 winter in North Yorkshire and goes really well with my Arcabono tulips.
Whoa.
Happy Easter from Vicky, and I bet it does because they're a good. Are they always yellow? Those?
Do you know what, you got me on that variety? Arcabono. I've not grown that one.
It means it's a Japanese word. It means something about morning or sunrise or something or other. I know them as yellow ones. Are they always yellow? But yeah, I can imagine yellow with the Miner's Merlot would look phenomenal. So thank you for that message. Right, so your hydrangea deep purple, 511691 is the ISO number. A couple of quid, as I say, off that. Use your code to get your free postage. There's free postage on everything in the potting shed. I tell you what, that Red Bull I had this morning is working. Woohoo!
She's got wings.
Let's move on. I was feeling really tired this morning. I haven't had a Red Bull for about 3 years. They're really bad for you. I don't recommend it.
Wait till it wears off.
Gardenia Climbs Hardy is coming up for you next. We've got something gorgeously evergreen here, and the fragrance from Gardenia is sweet, it's heady, it's Oh, I mean, I'm a big fan. Absolutely adore this plant.
It is as well, and it's kind of slightly ridiculous as well to be talking about a hardy gardenia, to be honest, because when I started out in gardening, these were houseplants, end of. There's no way you could grow these outside. But this one, we're saying is hardy down to -10, which is phenomenal. This will have a hardy lifetime guarantee, which is a little snowflake symbol. So if you see that on any of our plants, what it means is, if that plant dies at any time, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years time, we'll replace that plant for you free of charge. You just pay the P&P. So you've got that peace of mind. But gardenias have that gorgeous evergreen foliage. You can see on this one here, you've got that deep glossy foliage. There is a flower on there, but that's just starting to go over now. Does it still?
It was the other day. Is it still fragrant?
Yeah, it's still got a fragrance. Yeah.
Oh, it has, hasn't it?
Even now.
It's still there.
Yeah, even though that little flower's starting to go over.
But this is just about to bloom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was a slightly early flower.
Yeah, that's just the first one. There's buds. I mean, in the middle of all of these, there's great big fat buds all the way over this. So this is going to start flowering. This is going to flower for weeks for you as well. Makes a great container plant in ericaceous compost if you haven't got acid soil. If you've got rhodies and stuff growing in your garden really happily, you can plant this straight in the ground. It will look glossy and gorgeous all the year through. Eventually, it will get about double that height, double that width. It forms a nice sort of dome-shaped shrub.
Oh, imagine that covered in flowers.
Yeah,
the fragrance that will come off that.
Just pumping gorgeous, gorgeous, sweet fragrance. I've got 3 of these in my garden, and
show off.
And I've got them in a pot because I haven't got ericaceous soil in the garden, and they are smothered in buds.
Are they?
And I'm really excited about it because, as I say, it's almost like if somebody said you could grow a busy Lizzie outside all the year through, you'd think, oh come on, that's not possible, and it isn't. And that used to be the same for gardenia, but now you can. Even you get up in the January and it's like -6 outside, your gardenia is going to be fine.
It will indeed. 510530 is the item number there. Again, a couple of pounds taken off that if you've got a club membership. Sorry, a couple of pounds taken off that if you use the code, but then, what is it, £1 something taken off that if you're a club member as well. So you get additional discounts by being a club member, plus your free postage included in there as well. Final one on our favourites table is the Erigeron Sea of Blossom. Of course, this should be on the favourites table. This is a plant that everybody needs in their garden. It doesn't matter the size of your garden, whether you're planting it into the ground or as a feature plant in pots, this one can look really amazing.
Yeah, and what you see here is what you get with these, because these daisies behind, I mean, you've got a beautiful little root system on this, and these are all perfectly rooted in their nice little easy trays that we've got now. And then what you're going to get weeks. No, you're not going to get weeks. You're going to get months and months of these beautiful daisy-like flowers. Start off a lovely pure white. They gradually turn a soft pink as they age. So even on one plant, you get like 2 or 3 different shades of colour. And these will spread. These make lovely kind of domed ground cover plants. I mean, one of these plants can get to the kind of the width of an old dustbin lid. They really do spread. They love full sun. They'll grow in sort of indirect sun as well. Great for rockeries, beds and borders, containers, pots, troughs, hanging baskets. They'll seed about, they'll come back year after year. They're great gap fillers as well, because I hate seeing soil in the garden. So if you've got any sort of soil areas between established plants that are really bugging you, plant these in between. They're filling those gaps.
Definitely.
They flower their socks off for silly amount of months, 4, 5, 6 months. I've seen these flower right up into the autumn, even beyond the frost sometimes. Leave them over the winter. The whole thing will sort of just die back a bit over the winter time, and then this time of year on an established plant, just cut that winter growth back to about 3 or 4 inches. They'll reshoot and they'll do it all over again. But these are, and they're not fussed about soil. They pretty much grow anywhere apart from shade or really, really heavy wet soils.
Yeah,
or deep shade, I should say.
Yeah, I was just about to say full shade, because I've got one in each of my borders. One is bright sun, the other 2 are part shade, and they do well in all 3 borders.
Yeah.
So they are quite a versatile little plant, these. £4 saving off that 6 plugs, and honestly, you might go, oh, it's only 6 plugs. Those 6 plugs, each one of those, as Adam said, dustbin lid size. So it's well worth it, honestly. 480453 is the item number. Should we go and see Sean? We haven't seen much of Sean lately, so let's have a little look in Sean's garden.
Well, this is where I've garden, because this whole board, I'll be honest, it's very rubbly. Haven't really worked out quite what to do with it, but I wanted ground cover. And there's only about 3 plants here. They've been here a couple of years, and they just flower all summer long for 6, 7 months of the year. And what I've done, I've actually extended. So now, because they did so well then, this is often a tip. If you see a plant doing well, then you might want to repeat it somewhere nearby or get a similar variety. So I've actually just planted a few more plants along here. And the great thing is they will just flower and flower all summer long. Each plant can get up to about 1 metre by metre. The flowers change colour, so sometimes they're white, sometimes they're dark pink, light pink. And at the end of the year, all I'll do is literally trim them back, and we'll do it all again next year and the year after and the year after. It's known as Mexican fleabane. That's the popular name for it. And it's one of those plants that will tolerate a very poor soil, likes lots of sun, and needs very little love and attention. It's just a brilliant ground cover plant that will flower all summer long and produce thousands of flowers. And they're like little daisies, which I love.
It works, doesn't it? In those tricky areas in the garden, just, you know, it lights it up with the colour for, I'm going to say...
6 months.
I mean, at least.
Yeah.
At least, honestly. And such a low maintenance plant. Suppressing weeds. It's one of my faves, definitely. It has to be in your garden. 480453 is the item number if you'd like to go for it. It's £9.34 for all 6 of those plug plants. You'll have it for years as well. It's so easy. So do think about adding that into your basket if you haven't got some Erigeron already. We're bringing you over to the compost table, but not to talk compost just yet. We will. We're going to start off with the blueberry long season collection. I've got my phone out because... for anybody that knows me, I planted these a little while ago. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the plants first. And Adam's he's handing over to me for this one because I've grown these.
For a very good reason.
Right, what you're getting here is an early, a mid and a late season variety. That's why we call it the long season collection. You've got the early New Hanover.
Yeah.
Yes. You've got the mid, which is the Blu-ray, and you've got the late, which is called Ozark Blue. Yes, there we go. So you get the 3 different varieties, but what it means is you've got a long season of picking your blueberries. Now, I planted them this time last year. They were roughly this size when I planted them. I actually planted them on April the 29th, and I know that because I can see it in my phone. It date stamps it. So April the 29th was when I planted these, and I used ericaceous compost. They are acid-loving plants, and I put 1 each into the heavy-duty pots. Now, I wasn't expecting blueberries in the first year, and I don't want you to expect blueberries to come in the first year. They need a bit of time just to get some establishment, their roots growing. I was amazed at how quickly these grew. So they were this size when I planted them, and by the end of that season, they'd grown like this.
Whoa.
Massive, great big growth on them. Right, hang on. I am going to press on here so you can see. This is when, right, that's the appletini, sorry. Just ignore that. That's looking amazing right now as well. So there they are. We've got the early, I think I put them in order. I think that's the early one. I think that's the mid one. We'll soon see this year. Now, I did get a couple of blueberries actually in the first year, but I wasn't expecting too much. There you go, and there's the late season one. Now,
so that was 29th of April last year?
That was the 29th of April last year. If I click on this one for you, this was on the 11th of November.
Oh, look at the colours.
That year. So 6 months later,
oh my God, Bex,
that's how much they had grown.
Whoa.
And the colour of the foliage in autumn is amazing, isn't it, on blueberries?
Yeah, they are one of the most colourful autumn foliage plants you can grow, yeah.
Look at them, look at all that growth. You can see the heavy-duty pots at the bottom, can't you?
And what sort of position did you have them in there?
Sunny. So my garden's southwest facing, so that's in front of the conservatory. It just gets sun most of the day, that. Now, I did a video just the other day. I need to do another one because it looks even more impressive now. If I show you this one, this is what they look like just a couple of weeks ago when I did that video. Now, the foliage, I didn't drop all the leaves in winter. They're sort of semi-evergreen. They will drop their leaves, but I held on to a few of them. But look at how many flowers are on there.
Just amazing. Look
Honestly, I need to do another video because it's even more impressive now with how many flowers you can see. Look at all that growth that's coming on there. I go in close so you can see, look. Every single one of those flowers that you can see there is hopefully going to turn into a sweet, delicious, gorgeous blueberry.
And I'm guessing they're smothered in pollinating insects as well, because they love the flowers, don't they?
Yeah,
blueberries,
yeah. Honestly,
sort of the
there's
bees,
all
the
sorts
butterflies.
popping around there. So I know it might look like I'm just showing off with my plants, but it's more to show you the journey that you'll go on with these and how easy they are. Sunny spot, ericaceous compost, water, feed, although I haven't been on it with the feed, I will admit it. I have not been on it with the feed, and I'm still getting results like that. Fingers crossed, I'll have a big crop of blueberries later on in the season. And I'll bring them in to share with you.
And you can use our, is it just behind us?
Yeah, the citrus feed.
Citrus feed. Although it says citrus, it's brilliant for anything that's ericaceous. So, you know, obviously after a while, our compost is brilliant, but it's not going to feed your plants forever. So dilute this down, use that on your blueberries, and you just keep getting those amazing results.
It's available on the website if you want to add that into your order. But we've got a great deal on the blueberries at the moment. There's a £7 saving on there. It's £11.02 if you're a club member. I highly recommend it. Something I've grown. I'm glad to be able to share a success story with you on my experience of growing them. It's a really easy grow your own. The only thing you really need to make sure you're doing is adding your ericaceous compost into your basket as well. So that is available for you. It's on the show, so you've got the free postage included. It's $8.99 saving on there. Now, I went into the 30-litre heavy-duty pots with mine. I instantly went into those. You don't have to go big first off. You could go into smaller pots if you want to, and then pot up into bigger pots later on. It's entirely up to you, but the ericaceous compost is a must. You can't get away with anything else. Do make sure you're adding your ericaceous into your basket as well.
And there's no pruning on these for the first 2 or 3 years,
no,
is there?
I haven't touched
just
mine.
Leave them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say after the 3rd or 4th year, all you need to do with blueberries, if you've got any crisscrossing branches or some that have died back a bit, just sort of open it up a little bit and trim them. But honestly, don't sweat on pruning these.
You don't like prune them right down, do you?
No.
You just trim off the ends, just to reinvigorate
open them up a little
it.
bit in the middle. If they've got a bit congested in the middle, to say, just take out a few bits and pieces, and that's all you need to do with these. To be honest, it really, really is straightforward, and you will get those amazing blueberries. And like we say with all our fruit, when you grow your own fruit and you try your own perfectly ripened fruit for the first time, you will taste blueberries like you've never tasted blueberries before, because the supermarkets do a fantastic job, but obviously they can't leave the blueberries on to that perfect moment of ripeness warmed in the sun.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
But you can do that, can't you? I mean,
I'm so
literally,
excited.
You could do your bowl of Weetabix. You could step outside onto the patio, pick the blueberries and drop them straight on your Weetabix, or drop them straight into your yoghurt and just eat them immediate, fresh.
Absolutely. Make sure you protect them from the birds. That's something I need to look at later on, is actually making sure the birds don't get my blueberries before I get to them. But there's all sorts of things you can do. There's bird-friendly netting and things like that to keep the birds off the bloobs. Yeah, we need to keep them away from them. 310022 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Blueberry Long Season Collection. Do let me know if you've already got it. A lot of you have been regulars, you've been watching for a long time. We bring these products to you on a regular basis. I'd love to know if you're growing them and how they're looking, basically, how you're getting on with them. I found them quite simple so far, so I'd love to know your experience too.
I think you've inspired me now, Bex, to grow. Yeah, I think I'm going to grow them myself, because I've got to say, we bought this extra bit of garden. We've got lots of space now, so
why not?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, because if they're that easy, and I do love blueberries as well. And we buy them every week from that big supermarket, Beonia with tea. And and sometimes they're not always, super nice.
It's better when you grow it yourself, isn't it? It's much more exciting. All right, it's £11.02 in the club. Free postage, 3 varieties included in there. Make sure you get your ericaceous compost for those. But, of course, the show wouldn't be a show, wouldn't be complete if we didn't talk to you about our premium professional compost. And here it is. Yes, we can't help ourselves. We have to touch it. We have to rub it, because it's got this fantastic texture, a wonderful feel. It's soft, it's luxurious, and your plants are going to love it.
Well, I got my hands on 6 more bags of this yesterday, and I love it. And it's all piled up in my greenhouse, ready to go. And I've been just using it for so many different things. I've got trays and trays of bedding plants now that kind of need what they call pricking out into like little 9-centimetre pots. I'm going to use this compost because I just get that immediate, fantastic root system in all those bedding plants. They're just going to grow away so well. Bex later on is going to be doing some. No, not today. You're going to be doing some veg plugs, aren't you?
Yes, tomorrow on TikTok.
Tomorrow, and some of them could be potted on, and this is brilliant compost for them, because things like herbs and stuff you can grow on a little bit. House plants, fruit, veg, cuttings, seeds, improving the soil when you're planting something. Yesterday, Archie put in. It was a little bit late, but I put in 2 bare root trees, and I put loads of this compost in the soil around the root ball of the tree or the root of the tree, because I want all the moisture to stay there. And this is brilliant. It's got that slow release fertiliser in it that's going to feed up to 6 months. It's peat reduced as well, and some of the peat we do use is renewable peat from sphagnum moss. We've got that composted wood fibre in there, keeping the compost nice and open. It lets the air get down to the roots. It lets the roots penetrate down through the compost. It lets the water percolate through. It's nice and pH balanced as well, so that means it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline. It suits the vast majority of plants. And we pretty much say if it's green and it grows, then you can use our compost, and it is our most 5-star rated product.
It is indeed. Use used to be just the compost we used here at the nursery. That's why it's got the professional title. Premium, obviously, because it's got all those premium ingredients. But our head gardener decided it was so good it couldn't be kept as a secret and it needed to be shared. So we've been bringing this to you, me, you know, normal people for probably about 15 or so years, and I'm so pleased. It's the compost that I choose to use as well. There is a free gift with every single purchase as well today. I keep forgetting about that. Thank you for reminding me, Matt. Don't forget, every purchase has that free gift. It's not limited to one per customer. If you place 3 orders, you'll get 3 of these gorgeous Sarah Bernhardt bare root peonies. And I do think, I mean, we do some gorgeous peonies. Sarah Bernhardt is really one of the most beautiful ones.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's right up there. I mean, we have Bowl of Beauty is another one we do, and they're all stunning, and that's the shoot. So you know, sometimes bare root isn't very inspiring. You know, bare root seems to be counterintuitive because they're not in the soil, but these are alive. These little tubers or roots are alive. All you need to do with that, you've got 2 options. You can plant it straight into the ground if you want to, but plant it nice and shallow. Peonies, if you plant them too deep, they won't flower. Or you could do, personally, what I would do, I would get an old 2-litre pot. I'd fill it halfway up with our compost. I'd put that in, compost up to the top, and I would grow that peony on for sort of about 6 weeks or so. So you've got that lovely kind of fibrous root system, like in the picture there. Not there, there. And then you can plant it straight in the garden where you want it to be. But if you put it straight out, just put a little bamboo cane where you've planted it, so you know where it is. But yeah, and you're going to get peonies for donkey's years. Peonies live 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They're very, very long-lived, perennial. Generally not particularly fussy about where they grow either. I grew some gorgeous peonies in a north-facing border in my old garden. So they'll grow in shady areas, they'll grow in full sun. Just easy to grow.
They are fantastic, and it is a free gift for you today. So all you've got to do to get that free gift is enter your code YGTV1625. Remember that it's 1 per order, not 1 per customer. So place a couple of orders if you want a couple of peonies. There's no downside to placing multiple orders because there's no postage to pay as long as you're using that code. So it's a great way of getting multiples of your free gift if that's what you want. Just want to say a quick good morning to Neil G.
Hi, Neil.
We've obviously already got a Neil. We've got a Neil A in the chat who's been with us for ages, but Neil G is brand new, so good morning. He says he took a bit of a break from gardening. 40 years, but now retired, so getting stuck in. Love that. So it's really nice to have your company. Millie says, yay, a live show. Yes, we're here, we're live. We don't often do recorded shows, apologies. Just sometimes we have to, just because of what else is going on. But yes, we are here, we are live. Thank you so much. Caroline just asked, how many peony could you plant in a heavy-duty pot?
I'll just put 1, yeah. Definitely just 1.
Take up a bit of space, so go for 1. Yes, Elaine, you've sent pictures. I know several of you have, so we will get to show you some pictures very, very soon. Eleanor says her pink lemonade blueberries are flowering lovely this year. I know, it's cool, isn't it? I'm going to have blue blueberries and pink blueberries this year. Very exciting.
That's brilliant in a bowl, isn't it?
I know,
when you mix the 2
it's
together.
So good.
Love it.
Right, we're bringing you into the middle now. We've got the white grapevine. 340034 is the item number. I know one of you's got a grapevine. I want to say it's dingo. Can't remember, but you've sent pictures in the past. I adore grapevines. I think that because they grow so quickly, they produce wonderful natural shade in summer, don't they? And on archways and pergolas and things.
Yeah, and they do. And if you want a climbing plant that also produces fruit that's going to cover a big area really, really quickly, grapevines will do it. And you can grow grapes in the UK to the point of being edible and also to the point of creating wine with them. And we've got some huge wine growing places in the UK. Yeah, Cambridge is a fantastic famous one down in Kent called Chapeldown, and they actually sell some of their wine in places like Waitrose, for example, and they're even competing with the French for awards on certain wines. So you can definitely get those beautiful grapes grown in the UK. And one of my customers used to use the leaves in cookery, in sort of, I think it was that Greek kind of cookery. They make this like sort of savoury mincemeat parcels wrapped in vine leaves. So lots of uses for this. They will grow sort of, goodness me, I mean, a couple of 2 or 3 metres, if not more, in one season once they're established. Plant them in a really, really nice sort of sunny spot, give them some good support, and they grow on reasonably poor soil sometimes. They grow quite well on chalky soils. I've seen them grow really, really well on clay soils, but the sunshine's the main thing. Nice, bright, open, sunny spot. When you see in the UK or abroad where they grow grapevines, they always grow them kind of on well-drained slopes, south-facing, because that's where they get all the sun. If you can kind of imitate or mimic those conditions, you know, they'll grow really, really well.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, and
I could tell you weren't finished then.
Oh no. Well, I was going to say, I can't understand anybody's Riesling for not growing one of those, really. And they will give your garden that fantastic gravitas as well when you grow a grapevine. And
Gavi's a good wine.
Yeah, I do like Gavi.
I like Gavi. It's a bit expensive. That's a treat one, that one.
And they're not a champagne to grow. They're actually quite easy.
Have you been practicing those?
Possibly.
All right, well done, well done. Right, 340034 is the item number if you do want to add a grapevine into your collection at home. £7 saving on that one. Free postage, of course, remember, and a free gift included in your basket when you use the code today. Salix, Kilmarnock. I'm going to get my phone out again. I'm so sorry. I do love to show off. But we've got the Salix Kilmarnock Weeping Willow Standard. And I want you to see what this is going to turn into, because right now you look at that and go, it's a bit sparse.
Early days.
It's going to turn into something amazing. You tell them about it, Adam. I'll find you the picture.
These, I've seen so many of these over the years, and these are really graceful, really pretty. They've got that lovely arching habit. And what you see there on the picture, this is what they do. Once they mature, they have these lovely branches that hang down. In the spring, they're covered in silvery grey catkins, really lovely, soft, furry catkins that feel really nice as well. Because remember, gardening's not just about what you see, is it? It's about what you can smell, what you can hear, what you can feel. It kind of stimulates all the senses, really. And then as those catkins mature and the little stamens develop, they turn bright yellow, and year on year this will kind of form more and more of like an umbrella shaped dome. All you need to do, if you want to, is when the actual branches touch the ground, you can just trim them a few inches above ground level. In summer, yeah, in summer, yeah, absolutely. And the main stem, it's grafted, so the top part of the plant is grafted onto the stem. The stem won't really get much taller, it'll get a bit wider. And if you ever see any little rogue shoots coming out the lower stem, just scrape them off with your thumbnail, because you don't want those. What you want is the top growth. And then after sort of 3 or 4 years, all you need to do with this is late winter, because what it does, it kind of layers itself as it grows. So eventually, just take out some of the old woody bits underneath, but always leave the top growth.
Well, you can do that with the catkin stems. So remove some of those, and then you've got those for interior decoration if you want to. You can dry them and use them for indoor decoration. Now, I did this video yesterday of my Salix Kilmarnock, so I just want to show you how it's going to fill out. Mine was planted about something like a year to 18 months ago. So I just want you to see how that fills out. And now it's growing away already. Can you see that stem down the front? It's down below the pot.
Yeah, isn't that great?
You know, it's a weeping willow. It will touch the ground eventually, and I say eventually, just later on this summer. So all I do is then take a pair of shears later on in the summer, give it that little haircut, trim it to whatever length you want, but don't go overboard, because you want to see all those gorgeous catkins in, I mean, mine came out about January, February time this year. They were gorgeous.
And the whole point of it, Bex, isn't it, that you have that waterfall effect, those cascading branches. And you know, it's great you've grown it in a pot, because you can get it to cascade down even further. If you put it in an even higher pot, you could keep it going,
I have actually got a really tall pot. I was thinking about putting it in the tall pot, because I reckon it'd touch the floor really happily.
That would look brilliant.
But just to show you, it can be pot grown. Keep it well watered till it gets established. It's a willow. They do like water, so make sure you keep it well watered while it's establishing. You know, sunny spot is fine, but they do quite like a little sort of part shady spot as well, I've found. But they're really easy, completely hardy, just a wonderful plant, and can be a great feature if planted, you know, if you've got like the central... I always call it a border, the central border in your lawn.
Yeah, like a little centre, like a little circular bed in the lawn.
Looks absolutely gorgeous. 510236 is the item number for the Salix Kilmarnock. £7 saving that you got on that one. Jay in the chat is asking what variety the grape is. Do you know what? I don't think we actually...
Oh, hang on. Do we actually specify, or do we just say a white grape?
Is that it? Muscatel?
Oh, it says Muscatel on that one. Grapevine Muscatel. Yeah, because I don't think we can always guarantee the exact variety, I believe, but it's saying Muscatel
This
there.
one is labelled as Grapevine Muscatel, Moscatel. As Adam said, I don't know if we always can guarantee it's that, but certainly that's what we've got on the label at the moment on the white grapevine. Hope that helps, Jay. Right, we're going to do a quick review of some of the things that you've seen so far. We've still got loads to show you. We're here until 12:30, as we always are, so I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're going to stick with us for a little bit longer. Of course, if you want to disappear, go ahead. You can come back later. You can watch the show back at any point. It's nice to have your company, though. And if
you meant that in a nice way, though, didn't you?
I do mean it in a nice way. Oh, go, off you go. No, I know, all Wednesday again, she's dipping in and out because her nephew, I think it was, is coming to help you build your mobility ramp for your scooter, which is a lovely thing to do. But yes, if you want to come back and watch us at a later date, you can always watch us on Catch Up on Facebook, YouTube, and via the YouGarden website. Right, let's give you that reminder. Delphinium is what we're starting with. Beautiful summer flowering, gorgeous towering sort of plumes of flowers. It is called Magic Fountain, so this one's a slightly smaller variety, but beautiful. Plant it somewhere sort of part shady is the best position for Delphinium, and don't make it compete with other plants is the top tip that Adam always gives you. £5 saving here, £8.49 in the club. Free gift with every purchase and free postage as well, as long as you use that code. Buddleia Sun Gold was next, something a little bit different. Mauricia, I think, somebody said in the chat earlier that their neighbour grew this about 40 years ago. It was in the neighbour's garden. We were saying how we don't often see these. I've never seen one grow. Having said that, I bet you when I go out for my next dog walk, I'll see one. That'll be what will happen now. 560498 is the item number. You get a £5 saving on there. Slightly different because you get the balls of the yellow flower. Gorgeously fragrant, and this flowers on old growth, so prune after flowering. £12.74 in the club. Deep Purple is up next for you. Beautiful, different hydrangea, a mop head hydrangea, this one. Couple of pounds taken off the price here. It's in the 2-litre pot. It's multi-branched, there's loads of buds on there. We think you'll get flowers in the first year. We know how good these are suited to our UK weather, so just get yourself a couple of hydrangeas. You can grow them in pots, you know. I think they're really well suited to going in the ground, but you can grow hydrangeas in pots. You just got to be on it with your watering, that's all. 511691 is the item number, and it's £15.29 in the club. Gardenia is up next. Oh yeah, you need fragrance in your garden, don't you? The garden is not just to look at, it's to listen to, and it's also to get that beautiful fragrance. That is what is important. So it's supposed to be a feast for the senses, not just one. 510530 for the winter hardy. Yes, down to -10. Winter hardy, evergreen, fragrant plant. Make sure you've got yourself some ericaceous compost for that one. £15.29. Erigeron sea of blossom. Right, okay, I always talk about this. Yeah, fill the gaps with it. It'll be a weed suppressant. But I don't want you to dismiss the beauty and the gorgeousness of this plant. I saw somebody on Instagram who did this wonderful planting scheme. They had these big barrel type planters, planted a bunch of these around the edge of those planters and let them tumble and trail over the edge. I'd say they were probably 60 centimetres tall. Now, after a couple of years, those plants filled them and completely covered the sides of them. So imagine that, there are 3 of them along a wall, just completely covered in this sea of blossom. And that was going to flower 6 months minimum. I reckon I get much longer out of that. I'm going to say 7 or 8 months I get out of my sea of blossom. And it's colour changing. It can be a feature plant, this. It's not just a filler. It can be a true feature in your garden. 480453 is the item number. You're going to get 6 plug plants, £4 saving, free postage and free gift, as long as you use that code, YGTV1625. Blueberry long season collection. I know I bore you with my tales on this one, but I do love it. I think it's a really awesome grow your own. If it's something you want to dip your toe into, you know, grow your own, I think this is a really good one. Elaine, I looked at your picture. I can see your blueberries are coming along nicely. You've got loads of flowers on those. We'll try and show some pictures in a little while. In here, you get the early, the mid, and the late cropping variety. So you get long season cropping here. You need your ericaceous compost though, please. You can grow them in the ground if you've got acid soil, but if not, they happily will grow in pots. Nice sunny spot, completely winter hardy. Fruits next year. You might get a couple this year, but really, you're going to get a massive crop next year if my plants are anything to go by. 310022 is the item number on that one. Free gift, free postage with your code. Ericaceous, there you go. This is what you need. Now, depending on the size of the pots you're going in, you might get away with 1 bag, you might need 2 of them. We have got a saving on here, so it's well worth stocking up on your ericaceous compost. £8.99 saving on this one, bringing the price, your discount club price, down to £15.29. Go to yougarden.com to place your orders, or if you're using the phone lines, tell the operator you've got that code to use so they can apply those discounts for you. 100042 is the item number for the ericaceous compost. Oh, of course, heavy duties. Now, I went straight into the heavy duties with mine. It's well worth it, honestly, because they can live in there forever. All I'm going to have to do is keep on top of my feeding, you know, change over the compost occasionally or top dress the plants. They're so useful. Sean's got his Christmas trees growing in them. I've got roses, cordylines, blueberries, peach tree, cherry little Stella. Yeah, tomatoes are great for growing in them. Strawberries, I've got my appletini growing in there as well. But of course we use them for so many different things. Storage, there's always one in my shed with all my gardening implements and tools. Temporary home for plants. You know I'm going to be using them for temporary homes if I ever find a house I want to move into. I will be taking my plants with me. 130011 for the 4, and it's $16.99 with free postage on those heavy duty pots. You will come back for more. If you've never tried them, you will love them and you will come back for more of them. The Kilmarnock Willow, it's beautiful. Who doesn't love a weeping willow? You're crazy if you don't love a weeping willow. They are gorgeous and they give you seasonal interest because you get the catkins early on in the year. The pollinators adore them. When they turn yellow like that, that's when they're pollen laden. So it's a really good early feast for any pollinators that are around. It gets followed by that beautiful foliage and it's got that sort of wistful weeping nature to it. Can be grown in pots, can be grown in the ground as well. They're completely winter hardy and it's grafted onto that rootstock. So it doesn't actually get any taller, which is brilliant for smaller spaces. 510326 is the item number on the Salix Kilmarnock Weeping Willow Standard. £7 saving, that's brilliant. $19.54 if you are a club member. And then we've got the grapevine there. So the beautiful white grapes that you can grow on this one, the wonderful foliage that appears on here as well. Quite a vigorous growing plant, can grow pretty much on a washing line, as Adam would like to say. Poor soils, you know, they're not that fussy at all, but you can grow grapes to the point of being able to eat them. We do need some sun and some warmth, but we do grow grapes here. We've got vineyards growing here in the UK, so it is totally possible. They don't have to be in Africa and France and New Zealand, where all of our other wines come from. You can grow grapes here in the UK. Maybe you could have a go at making some wine. You probably need quite a lot of grapes, don't you?
You would, yeah, but I used to go to, years and years ago, used to go on holiday to a place down in Cornwall, and the guy there used to make his own wine from grapes.
Really?
He planted the root outside,
yeah,
but then he grew the grape sort of under cover. Yeah, and he got these great big huge bunches of really dark coloured grapes.
Nice. All right, so it's £15.29 in the club. You are getting a £7 saving on there. Club members' prices are the best prices. We get 15% discount. Hang on, I don't need to tell you this. Watch this.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
Hello, you're over there.
Oh, hello.
So yes, that is how you join the club, and those are all the benefits that you can get. I'm a club member.
I am as well.
Adam's a club
Definitely.
member. Matt hasn't joined yet, but we're going to convert him. He's new, so he'll be a club member before you know it. But everybody here is a club member because we know how good the discounts are, and so do a lot of you. If you've not joined the club yet, if you're brand new, Neil G, was it Neil G? I've forgotten now. Neil G. Good morning, Neil G. Have you joined the club yet? Have we convinced you? Do you like gardening? It's well worth it, isn't it? Right, let's talk to you about some other amazing plants. Now, what have we got in here? We've got a mixture, actually. We've got some wonderful bedding plants, but we've got some fantastic perennials. We're starting off with colour. We're going for summer colour, and you've got a fireball with your dahlias. My dahlias are looking fun. Right, that is the camera that's on the wonk, by the way, not the table or the pictures. My dahlias have come back fantastic. Every single one.
That's good.
They've all come back.
Yeah, but you've looked after them. You've done the right thing with them as well.
These ones, right, if you haven't got your tubers, if you didn't start them off, if you lost any of your tubers over winter, it happens, I get it. Do you know what? Just get yourself some plug plants, why not?
Yeah, and these have got that brilliant root system. As always with our plug plants, you can see that fabulous roots. Well, you will do in a moment. You'll see the fantastic root system on these because they're really nice, well-established plants. You can just, sorry, Matt, you can just plant these into a 9-centimetre pot, and then and just plant them outside once the risk of frost is completely gone, which is only going to be another couple of weeks or so.
It's not long,
to be honest.
is it? I was looking at it. I was like, I'm going to have to make some space outside. I don't know how I'm going to get. I potted up my hanging baskets, put them in the conservatory. I've got my 2 tower pots with me.
And that's one of about
some Birdgia.
25 tower pots, isn't it?
And I've got I think it's 10 pots of dahlias, which are all 30-litre size. I've nowhere to put them.
Well, yeah. Can you keep them in the pot? So the pot's big enough to...
Yeah. But I've got nowhere to put the pots outside.
Oh.
I'm going to have to move the table.
Put them on the table. But
these don't get massive though, do they, these ones?
No, because these are almost like your bedding dahlias, if you like. So you can keep these for the summer. These probably get to about 18 inches, kind of that sort of height.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you could actually put these in like window boxes.
Oh, it'd be brilliant for winter. Yeah, Durham planter that I really love.
Oh, yeah.
Be great in there. You could put
how many would you put in there?
About 6. I think you could get about 5 or 6 in there.
Really?
Yeah, I would say so, because they get about those wide these days, about that tall. So they're not kind of big, like giant cafe au lait kind of.
I'd go 3. Okay. I think he's going mad.
No, I think you're well right. No, I think 3. Well. Shall we meet in the middle somewhere? It's like, I don't know what the middle would be. Like,
3.5. Yeah, don't split it in half.
Yeah, 4.25 in one of those. But what you will get, you'll get weeks, months of flower on these gorgeous
This is what
flower
we love
colour.
about dahlias. They just keep going.
Just deadhead them, and like all the things, we haven't mentioned this yet today, but anything you've grown in pots, troughs, hanging baskets, feed. Use our blooming fast liquid feed. That will keep them flowering, it will keep them green, it will keep them healthy. And then these dahlias, you could actually save these at the end of the year and try and get them through the winter if you wanted to. If you could get them somewhere frost-free, you don't have to let the frost sort of, wipe them out. But just enjoy months of colour, really super bright flowers. You've got those lovely, lovely kind of yellow centre on these, those gorgeous red petals around the edge, and just really super easy to grow.
So easy. Honestly, so easy. Do think about pinching out your dahlias. Does anybody know? Do you all know about pinching out dahlias? I might just show you quick. I wouldn't do it yet. These are just too small, so I'd wait until they're maybe 3 times the size they are. And when they do, you see the middle shoot here. So you've got a pair here and you've got your middle shoot there. Pinch that out. So just get your nails or a little pair of snips, you don't have to use your nails, and take that away. So where there was 1 shoot, there'll then be 2 shoots coming. Do that 2 or 3 times as the plant grows. Provides stability at the base, but it gives you more flowers. The more branches you get, the more flowers you're going to get, and you want flowers with dahlias. Honestly, I mean, you don't have to at all. It just really, really helps with dahlias. You're getting a £2 saving on that one. It's £11.04 in the club. Look at the colours. Who doesn't want that in their garden? I think that is a stunning plant. Wonderful. 401618 is your item number. Free postage, free gift when you use your code as well. Now then, pinks, dianthus. What more do I need to say? Put them in your basket.
Yeah, they are one of my favourite flowers, pinks or dianthus. First of all, you've got the incredible fragrance on these, really, really sweet
It
kind
is
of...
a lovely fragrance,
Yeah,
isn't it?
really kind of nice spicy fragrances on this as well. They're nice compact plants as well, so they don't need staking or anything like that. They're evergreen, so they look good all the year through. And they're sort of good problem-solving plants because they will grow in really hot, dry situations. Fantastic plug plant there as well. Look at the stems on that, already really multi-branched. I wouldn't even bother...
I found flowers on them the other day. Hang on,
I
I'm
know,
coming in.
that was insane. I wouldn't
Yeah,
even...
look, there we go.
I wouldn't pinch those out, those Becks, those ones, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, I might just sacrifice that one flower and just force them to flower a little bit later.
There's a flower there, there's a flower on that one, there's a bud coming there. Like multiples on the plug plants at the moment have buds coming already.
And look how green they are. I mean, they're
so luscious.
Such healthy plants. So plant these in problem areas. Like if you've got a really hot, dry, sunny area, if you've got really poor soil, if you've got kind of really stony soil, sandy soil, kind of, you know, manky soil that other things struggle in, plant these because they will tolerate those kind of positions once they're established.
Now, I had flowers on my... I've got a different variety. There's loads of varieties of dianthus and they were all amazing. But I had flowers on my dianthus every month of the year so far.
Wow.
Even in December and January, there was flowers on my dianthus.
That's quite unusual.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a bit different, to be honest. They're not meant to be flowering in December, but...
Admittedly, it was one or two,
yeah,
but there was flowers.
But if they're in a really happy, sunny spot, that's what they want, full sun,
Yeah,
really, really well
That's probably
drained.
why it happened.
And if you look at the picture on here, you might think, oh, great, there's three kind of different... That's Lily Valley. You look...
We are giddy today.
Yeah, I know. I'm struggling today.
Carry
I'm struggling.
on.
But, you know, it's an Easter thing, isn't it? Like,
It's an Easter thing. It's because we had chocolate for breakfast.
Yeah, too much sugar. Big rush, and now we're like, oh. But this picture, not those, that one.
Yep.
Yeah. You'd think there's three different colour varieties in here. There's not. This is actually just one plant or one type of plant, and the flowers actually change as they age. So they start that really, really deep pink, then they go to a softer pink, and before they fade, they almost turn white. So just on the one plant, you can get these three different colours, which is absolutely phenomenal as well. You can cut these, you can bring them indoors. To enjoy the fragrance from them. And quite often with things like this, the more you cut, the more flowers you'll get on these as well.
480689 is the item number for that. 12 plug plants included, couple of quid saving, 15.29 in the club. Free gift, free postage, use your code. Jay says... what does Jay say? Jay says, my grapevine produces tons of delicious grapes every year without any issues, and they are grown outside. Thank you for that, Jay.
Brilliant. Where is Jay? Jay, can you tell us where you are? Because it'd be interesting to know whereabouts you are as well.
I can't remember. Yeah, Stu's normally the one that remembers all this stuff. Mauricia's asking, can you get the old-fashioned pinks anymore? Tried all gardening centres and they were all swamped with dianthus. I'm not sure, actually, Mauricia. Have you checked our website to see what we've got available? You might find some on the website. Admittedly, there's postage to pay when you shop from the website. We can certainly ask the question anyway. Elaine says, Bex, my Jack Frost has started to come up. I do love Brunera. You know that, Elaine, already, don't you? That's why you sent me that message. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. So good for you.
It's not grown enough. People don't... Loads more people should grow that. Because
it's
those
a beautiful
blue flowers, and the leaves are gorgeous as well, aren't they? Really, really stunning leaves.
Really beautiful.
And it's tough as old boots. Yeah. Comes back every year.
Neil, yes. Neil G, yes, it's the first thing I did when I discovered YGTV. Joined the club. Thank you very much for that. No, darling, sorry, Matt's talking to me. No, it's the old-fashioned pinks, which are called dianthus. It's the old-fashioned dianthus she's looking for. Matt's trying to find it for you, my love, that's why. Right, Lily of the Valley is what we've got for you next. Now, this is a fantastic one if you've got shady bits in your garden. I don't mean dodgy ones, I do mean the shady bits. But you want flowers to grow there, because it's difficult to get flowers for shade, isn't it?
It is.
You get foliage for shade, but you can't get many flowers.
No, because a lot of plants are reluctant to flower in shady areas, but yeah, we're really ramping up the fragrance as well, because if you thought the dianthus were fragrant, oh my goodness me, once you move on to Lily of the Valley, the fragrance on these is phenomenal. Really sweet, intoxicating, gorgeous fragrance. You can cut little bunches of these and bring them indoors, and these are just starting to break into flower now. And these are the actual type of plants we're going to send out to you. I mean, each pot of these is already flowering, so I'm pretty sure the ones you get will be flowering for you already as well. You've got that brilliant root system on there, really well developed root system, which is fantastic. Every time that the compost doesn't all fall away, all our plants are really beautifully rooted. They flower for a good couple of 2 or 3 weeks. And then you get these sort of big, sort of almost like hosta-shaped leaves on these that look really lovely and green and lush for a long, long time, and they turn a gorgeous buttery yellow in the autumn before they die down. I've got loads of these. I was in the garden yesterday on my north-facing border, and they've gone mad. They love it because what they like to grow in a position where they're always got moisture in the soil. So they like, they're not worried about being really wet in the wintertime, but they don't like to dry out in the summer. So if you've got somewhere like that, north-facing, permanently moist soil, some organic material, they'll spread and they'll just form a beautiful little colony. The pollinating insects love them. On a warm spring day, you'll get that fabulous fragrance. And as I say, cut a few, I mean, not that many, but, cut a nice little bunch, bring them indoors and just enjoy that incredible fragrance. And they are stupid tough, these plants. They're really super frost hardy. They'll get through any winter. And they only get to about 7-8 inches tall. Nice sort of ground cover, easy.
They multiply, don't they?
They do, they multiply. They're one of those plants that once they find their happy place, all you've got to do is what we say, plant them, love them, leave them, and that's all you've got to do with them.
I've stolen that saying.
That's fine, I don't mind.
Do you mind?
I've nicked your rooty beauty.
There you go. We'll share our
we do.
catchphrases. Share it, plant it, love it, leave it. 630016 is the item number for the Convallaria, the beautiful lily of the valley. Moving on next to the Begonia Super Cascade, though. Just brilliant plants.
Super Cascade.
If you want something that's really, well, I mean, look, we always talk about begonia and how it's a customer favourite because it's got so many attributes. It doesn't matter the weather.
Where's your picture?
Let's
see your pictures.
Let's do these pretty pictures.
A picture speaks 1,000 words. Yeah, Bexy's going to show you pictures in a minute, and these do cascade. I mean, once you put these in a planter, you might have a really old, ugly hanging basket. You might have a really ugly old pot or something like that, and you think it's had better days and you don't want to use that pot. Well, use that pot for these, because these, once they get going, they will tumble, they will trail, they will kind of waterfall down the side of your hanging basket or your planter, and you will just get masses and masses of flower for month after month after month. And begonias are fantastic in the UK because they don't mind kind of what summer we have. If it's a cool, damp summer, they're happy. If it's a hot, dry summer, they're happy. All you've got to do is water them, feed them with our blooming fast once a fortnight or so. You don't even need to deadhead them, and they'll look like these.
Okay, so I did plant them a couple of years ago. So there's 3 pots in the front there. I think there's 3 or 4 in each of those pots, and those pots are about 30-40 centimetres tall, about 30 centimetre width. Can you see the pots?
No. Gone.
All you can see are the flowers. I moved it out onto the lawn so we could try and get a better view of it. Look. Look at that, and that's right towards the end of the summer as well, that.
There was your little doggy there in the
that's
background.
Otis. Hello, Otis. Hello,
so, just to get, you probably just said this, Bex, and I wasn't listening. I should have been. What size pot, or did you say?
It stood about 30 to 40 centimetres tall. They're about 30 centimetre diameter.
And you put how many in each?
It was either 3 or 4 in each pot.
So, yeah, I mean, the result, that's phenomenal. I mean, that was probably, I'm looking at your lilies, so what's this sort of mid to kind of second half of summer-ish?
It was second half of summer. Those were some lily trials I was doing, so I did actually plant them late. So they were flowering late, those lilies.
Basically, they just keep going, don't they, all the way up until the frost?
So it was the best thing in my garden that year. Flowered just constantly. It was in a sunny spot. Some people say they won't grow in full sun, but I certainly found they did, and they flowered beautifully. They can cope in a part shade position. This year I'm planting them into hanging baskets. You know my house is northeast facing. Doesn't get much sun at all. They'll grow perfectly there, and they deadhead themselves. They're super easy. This is why I love them. 400543 is the item number, and you're getting that £7 saving on those plug plants, 12 of them. And bear in mind I planted 3 or 4 in each of those pots. You know, if you've got those 4 in a pot, all summer long you'll get that. Right the way through to those first frosts. So September and into October, those will be flowering constantly. £11.04 if you're in the club. Use your code, get your saving, get your free postage, get your free gift included as well. Next we've got up for you a Tradescantia. Now, I know Tradescantia as a houseplant. I'm growing one. It's beautiful. Spider lily, it's called. There's loads of different varieties, but this is an outdoor one.
Yeah, this
it's called
is amazing.
Brainstorm. I love it.
I mean, when you look at that beautiful, beautiful purple flower there, I mean, that stunning flower. These are really easy to grow, and I don't know why people don't grow these more often, because I've got a customer that's had these in her garden for donkey's years. She's got really, really heavy clay soil, super heavy clay soil. I've seen the flower border get frozen bone solid in the winter time. I've seen that border get really dry and cracked. In the winter time. I've seen it get really dry and cracked in the summertime. But these plants are tough. Tradescantias, they'll come back year after year. They die down to ground level during the winter. This time of year, they start to re-emerge. They'll form a lovely little clump, probably about sort of a foot or so wide eventually, with many, many stems smothered in these beautiful, beautiful purple flowers. Other colours available as well, but the purple is really fabulous. One flower only lasts a little while, but they keep popping out more and more flowers over a long period of time. We're going to supply you 3 fabulous plants in 9cm pots, and I'll just show you in a moment the kind of the rooty beauty that this one is. Look at the root system on this. I mean, that is such a well-established plant, and this is typical of always what we send out to you. Already flowering, so plant these somewhere sunny, nice sunny, bright position. You can grow them in pots, you can grow them in containers, you can grow them directly in the soil. They'll come back year after year, and they're just something a little bit different. And even the leaves are beautiful as well on those.
They are, aren't they?
Unusual.
I think they're really unusual, but something a bit different for us. Brand new this season as well, I believe. I've never talked about these before in the potting shed, so really nice to have something a bit different, unusual, and something new that we've not seen. So £8 saving on that one, 3 9cm pots included, £18.67 if you are in the club. Get your free gift, get your free postage. I know I say it all the time, apologies for repeating myself, but anybody that's just tuning in needs to know there's loads and loads of deals here at YGTV. We're going to jump into the emails because there's loads of them, so I need to whip through some of these. I don't like it when we don't get to show lots of your pictures. So Alison, first of all, a few photos yesterday of things looking good in our garden, including the Sarah Bernhardt giant peony with lots of buds on that. Got it as a free gift last year. Wasn't expecting any flowers this year, so I'm really pleased. Also, the Sun Gold Buddleia from last year looking good. Great to see you back live in the potting shed. You were missed on Thursday. Sorry. Glad to be here as well. So there is that gorgeous Sun Gold. Wow, that could be our promo picture, couldn't it?
That's a brilliant picture.
That looks so beautiful.
And it's a lovely colour in that gorgeous yellow and the
Love
honey
it.
in the middle. Yeah, I love this really unusual, really different Buddleia. I even like the lovely silvery stems as well.
Yeah, gorgeous. Let's carry on with Alison because she sent us some more pictures. Oh, these are the...
Mascari.
Yes, but these were the ones that have got the lighter tip to them. I can't remember the name of them now. Because we had Mascari, and then there was another one that had the sort of lighter bit at the top.
I know the ones you mean, yeah.
Gorgeous, Alison. Love that. Nice to see that. See rhododendron there in the background as well. What else does she put on there? So... Oh, what's she got growing here? Do you recognise these?
Oh, they look like peonies to me. Small peonies coming up.
Oh, is that what she's saying about the peonies?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, of course.
Flower bud in the middle there already. Yeah. Well, there's a flower bud on all of them.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. Look, there's another one there.
See, that goes to prove, you know that rubbish they come out of about move a peony and it won't flower for 7 years? Well, obviously, we lifted that last year as a bare root and it's flowered. And it's flowered. Following year.
Looking really good there. What else have we got going on here? Another foliage thing.
Ah, those are the little anemones. I think anemone look like anemone blanda.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, they're little kind of beautiful, kind of different coloured, almost like poppy-like flowers, but in lovely, gorgeous colours.
Nice. All right.
No, anemone decayum. Got it right. Just remembered.
Dingo, morning all, happy Easter. Just a couple of pics. The first peony flowering and the bog garden coming along. Different hostas, iris, queen lobelia, mimula, skunk cabbage, plus others. Cheers, Dingo. So, oh wow.
Get in. Look at this.
Wow, 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 wow. Look at all of those. Yeah, your hosta leaves are coming up really nicely, aren't they? I see those. All of your pots. Bless you, Matt. That was a massive sneeze. It's all good, don't worry. Sorry, I'm really taken aback by Dingo's pots there. Oh, and loads more going on out the front here as well. Look at all of those. This is his lily garden. That is his peony growing up, isn't it? Am I right?
Yeah, that's a peony already.
Flowering now?
That must be from last year, is it? Is this last year's picture?
I don't know.
Well, anyway.
Who cares?
Who cares?
It looks
it's fantastic.
amazing. Thank you,
yeah,
Dingo.
Brilliant.
Right, Vicky sent... Oh, that was the Miner's Merlot. Oh, you sent a picture, Vicky.
Oh.
Look.
They're nice.
Those are the Arcabono, I think that's how you pronounce it, tulips. Wowza. And yeah, there's the Miner's Merlot in the background. Look.
I love those tulips. They have the kind of the green and all the different sort of flecks for them. They're just really different. And tulips last ages, don't they? They kind of last weeks, one tulip flower. They don't drop the petals quickly. I'm really surprised how long they last compared to daffodils.
Kenneth has sent some pictures, just a few pics of my plants. Love that. I love your Buddha in the background as well. He's a happy little Buddha, isn't he? Is that... What is that?
It's a flowering cherry, I believe.
Is it?
It is, yeah, yeah. I couldn't tell you exactly which variety, but yes, looks like a flowering cherry to me in a very large container, looking really happy there. Really.
What's that, Adam? What's that?
Mine are about to flower. They're just starting to show colour.
One of them has just opened up. I've got actual flowers coming on with Caribbean lilies.
Yeah, mine. The flower stems are about 5 or 6 inches tall, and just the very bottom buds are just showing a little bit of colour. Yeah,
and I can scroll on here. That is impressive. That one. Look at that.
I mean, driving in this morning, you must have noticed all the blossom trees everywhere this time of year.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
So much colour. You know,
I
suddenly.
like your little shelves. They look very cute.
That's a nice idea, and the sort of different coloured pots as well is a nice little touch.
Very good. Thank you so much for that, Kenneth. Rhiannon, excuse me. Yeah, I'm excited about this. Rhiannon's been having some landscaping done in her garden. The landscaping is now complete. So this means, Rhiannon, you can start filling with plants, can't you? So there's loads of space there for pots. Absolutely. You've even got hanging space on the fence panels there. I see, is that hubby out there watering the lawn? I'm assuming you've just like seeded it or something or other, so you've got your little barrier up so you're not walking on it.
I like that path down the middle.
It's looking nice,
really
isn't
smart.
it?
And you see where those concrete fence posts are down the left as well?
Yeah.
They do these special hanging basket brackets now that you can just, they've got like a square shaped bit that you drop over the top of the fence post, and then you don't have to drill in or anything, and there's an arm coming out and you just hang your basket on it. Really easy. People always think of a little gizmo, don't they, to kind of sort something out. Oh, look at that.
That looks really nice. I love those lights going across as well. I want to do something like that in my garden. I don't have night lights in my garden, and I really like that.
Yeah, because the garden at night takes on a whole new different feel, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Because in my garden in the summertime, I have hedgehogs. Little hedgehogs running around, and sometimes you're just sitting there 9:30, 10 at night, just as it's getting dark, and you hear all that rustling. What's that? And all of a sudden, a little hedgehog runs out on the lawn. It's like, yay! Get so excited to see a hedgehog.
Definitely. Right, let's show a couple of Elaine's pictures. There's loads more emails, and we'll come back and show some more. But just wanted to show a couple of Elaine's pictures here. She's got our grow bags going on here. Is it potatoes?
Yeah, I am really.
Looks like potato foliage.
Yeah, I'm really blown away today about how advanced things are this year. I mean, to be seeing potatoes.
We had that lovely warm weather, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to seeing potatoes that advanced already, and a white peony in flower as well. I mean, yeah, things are definitely getting early. I mean, from when I first started being self-employed, a lot of things are flowering about a month earlier than they used to be, especially lilac.
There's Elaine's blueberries. Look, so she is having a similar experience to me. Look at all those gorgeous flowers that are appearing on her blueberry plant there.
Yeah, you're getting a run for your money there.
Is that the hexacorda?
That is an hexacorda, yeah.
That looks lovely, Elaine.
They're looking stunning at the moment.
Very nice, very, very nice. Well done to you all. Looking beautiful. Loads more to show in a little while. We've got John, we've got Dingo, we've got Kevin, and Elaine sent another one. So we'll come back to those in a little while, OK? We'll show those. But we've just come back over to our favourites table. I'll give you a reminder of some of these. So we're going to start with the Delphinium over this end, the Delphinium magic fountain that we've got for you. Now, it's a range of colours. We can't guarantee which colours you will get. They're all very beautiful. And it's we said this on when we were recording for Thursday, didn't we? It's a Chelsea show darling, this.
It is, yeah. Well, when you go to Chelsea, and you go, which luckily Bex and I and all the team were going there, and when you see the Delphiniums that they grow in the marquee at Chelsea, oh my goodness me, they are some of the most attractive plants you can ever grow. These great big spikes of flowers. You might get a blue, powdery blue, you might get a dark blue, you might get that purple colour, you might get a gorgeous pure white, you might even get this one, which is a bit of a bicolour. But these plants are really, really good plants. Bex is about to kind of pluck this one from the pot, and the root system is brilliant on this. I mean, really well-established plant. There's no taking out of a pot and all the compost falls away and you just got a little plug plant in the middle that we put in there 2 weeks ago. This has been growing on, and that really tall stem on there that you saw, that will flower for you this year, because once you see those big stems come up, that means it's on its way to flower for you. Delphinium's just like a nice, open, bright, sunny spot. A moisture retentive soil, and don't make delphiniums compete with other plants. If you can give them a bit of their own space, they'll really thrive. Good thing about this variety is as well, most of the time this one doesn't need staking. The flowers are kind of low enough not to have to put all those bamboo canes around, because I always think that detracts from the flowers a little bit when you've got all that.
Sometimes it has to be done, but yeah, I get it.
But it's nice just see them on their own, isn't it? Not supported, just doing their thing. The pollinating insects will go mad for them as well, and you can get a double flowering season out of delphiniums. Once they've first finished flowering, cut them down to about 5 or 6 inches tall. Liquid feed them, give them something like our blooming fast, for example. Liquid feed with this, because you get the NPK, you get all the trace elements. They'll reshoot and they'll give you a second lot of flower late summer into early autumn.
Indeed they will. We want all the flowers, don't we? That's what it's all about. Let's fill our gardens with beautiful flowers, make some memories in the garden this year. 511552 is the item number if you'd like to go for that gorgeous Delphinium magic fountain. A £5 saving off there just by sticking a code in when you place your order. On the website, on the website, YouGarden.com, put the code YGTV1625 where it says, do you have an offer code? That's the bit, OK? Put that in there and you will get that £5 saving. You'll also get free postage and you will get a free gift in your basket too, just from sticking a code in. Buddleia Sun Gold is up for you next. A winter hardy plant, a really easy to grow plant, and one that's going to bring the pollinators in.
It is, and it's a different kind of Buddleia. It's not your usual sort of flower spikes. It's more kind of clusters of flowers, really, as you can see here. Fragrant, super sweet and fragrant, which is nice. Hardy as well. These will come back year after year. The only thing with this one is, this flowers on the previous year's wood. So when this is finished flowering this year, give it a trim back if you want to. In fact, you don't need to for the first 3 or 4 years. The new growth that comes will give you a flower again the following year. But it's easy to grow. It will grow on poor soils. It will grow on clay soils, sandy soils. Buddleias do best in a nice open sunny position, but it will take a sort of a shadier spot as well. You could probably grow this in a container for the first couple of 2 or 3 years until it gets too big and you can transplant it out in the garden. But it's just a sort of a different kind of type of Buddleia. Matt was saying earlier on, he's never seen a yellow Buddleia. Most people, you say Buddleias, you think purple, don't you?
Yeah,
purple.
Absolutely.
Purple or pink. This one, yellow and beautiful. Yeah,
gorgeous, honestly. I love the fact that we're helping those butterflies out, and there's nothing more beautiful in the summer than seeing them dance all around those gorgeous flowers. 560498 is the item number. £5 saving on that one. You've got to use the code. I know you get bored of me saying it. Use the code. Good morning to Facebook, by the way. Hello, Amanda. Hello to Nikki. And also hello to Claire, who we know as Monks.
Hi, Monks.
Founders. Hello. How are you? It's nice to have you here. She's a TikToker. She's come over to join us on YGTV, which we love. We love having you mix about all over the place. So thank you for coming to find us here. We will be live on TikTok this afternoon, by the way, from about 1:30 if anybody's interested. All right, let's carry on with our favourites table, shall we? We've got the hydrangea, the deep purple dance. An unusual hydrangea, just because of the colours.
Yeah, I've never seen a hydrangea this colour. I mean, obviously we're used to the pinks, we're used to the blues, because this is like one of the mop-head hydrangeas. But whoa, look at the colour of that. That is just remarkable. And then you've got that little white frosting around the edge of the petal as well. That blue button in the middle there. This is knockout. I mean, you could use this as a dried flower as well if you wanted to. But this can change colour depending on the soil. So if you put this in an acid soil, you'll get more of a kind of a bluey purple. If it's in an alkaline soil, you'll get more of a deep purple colour. But either way, it's going to be different. It's going to be a talking point. It'll get to about 1 metre. 1.5 metres tall, similar kind of spread. You could grow it in a large container if you wanted to, but plant it out in the beds and borders. Hydrangeas are quite good problem solvers because they do quite well in shade. If you've got damp shade and other things struggle a bit and go a bit leggy, hydrangea will be happy with that. North facing, quite often we get asked questions, don't we, for north facing places.
Yeah.
these would do well in a north-facing position where other things might just struggle
So I've
and not do very well.
I got a southwest-facing garden, which means that all the sun is on the house and the patio, which is where I do all my container growing and my fruit and veg and all that sort of stuff. But that means that 2 of my borders are actually really quite shady. So even though I've got a southwest-facing garden, I've got shady borders. Hydrangea is the perfect solution to that.
That could be a song lyric. Shady
borders.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a good problem, a good problem-solving plant for shady borders. And also, what we're going to talk about next is another kind of quite unusual thing as well, because I've been gardening since I was the age of 5, and if somebody told me, I don't know, in my early 20s, oh, by the way, you can grow gardenias outside all year through.
They're not a houseplant.
They can
go outside.
I know, but they used to be a houseplant.
Exactly.
No way could you put them outside. This climbs hardy, can go down to -10, and the fragrance on this. In fact, we got some knockout fragrances today with this.
We have, haven't we?
We've got the pink, we've got the lily of the valley, all of them really deep, sweet, spicy fragrance, pure white flowers, lots and lots of flowers. In fact, they're just starting to come into flower now. They'll keep flowering for a good sort of 3 or 4 months. Liquid feed them, use our citrus feed. If you've got acid soil in your garden, if you've got rhodies and azaleas already growing happily outside, you can put this in the soil where they're growing. If you haven't, grow them in a pot or a container. Use our Erigeron compost because they like the acid soil. They're evergreen, so all the year through you'll get these lovely green glossy leaves. Eventually they'll get about sort of double, 2.5 times the height of what they are now, about the same width-wise. They form a nice kind of dome. And as I say, hardy to -10. So they'll have a little snowflake symbol, giving you that lifetime guarantee as well.
Neil G wants to send us an email. Matt's put it in the chat for you. He's put the email address there. It's ygtv@yougarden.com. If you want to send us any pictures, we love to look in your gardens, and that goes to all of you that's watching right now. If you want to share your experiences, like I get to show you my pictures all the time. I do it because I want to show off a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Of course I do. I'm a presenter. I'm a show-off. That's what we do. But also, I do specifically try things from YouGarden so that I can then show them to you, to share that experience, to show you either how easy it is, or maybe I've learned a little trick as to, you know, why it was successful, or it's completely failed, and I can share with you why it's failed. So yes, there's an element of show off, but there is also an element of being able to share that with you as well. But we want to hear from you too. We want to see in your gardens. We get lots of ideas from each other. Gardening is a sharing community, so we would very much like to see in your gardens because we're nosy.
And that's what I like about YouGarden.
We want to steal your ideas.
Peter, the head gardener who kind of runs YouGarden, he's never scared of bringing in something different, like the Caribbean lilies, for example.
Someone sent a picture of Caribbean lilies.
I'd never grown them before, and we bring you lots of really unusual things, and that's great because you don't want just the run-of-the-mill stuff. But what we do bring you that's unusual, we make sure they're easy to grow, easy to look after.
Yeah.
And something like the Erigeron, that's
Erigeron.
Get Erigeron. That's not particularly unusual, but it's a really easy plant. It's a plant that's going to spread, that's going to sort of again grow in those problem areas. If you've got a hot, sunny area, a dry area, if you've got poor soils, if you've got gaps, and you want to plug those gaps, this plant is hardy. It will come back year after year. Looking at this, you might think there's 2 or 3 different varieties in here. It's the same plant. It's just as the flower matures, it changes colour. So they start this gorgeous pure white, and as the flower ages, it goes to pink and then dark pink. One of these plants, once planted, in a year or so, can get to the width of an old dustbin lid. I mean, one plant will take up that much area. Grow them in pots, troughs, tubs, hanging baskets, containers, raised planters. Great for rockeries, great for gaps. They'll seed about. They'll come back year after year. And all you've got to do at the end of this winter, summer, just leave them. Don't do anything. Just leave them to go all brown during the winter. This time of year, just kind of pick the dead material up. You'll see some shoots further down. Trim above those. They'll regrow and they'll do it all over again.
I don't even pay any attention. I just hack at it. It's that easy, honestly. You
don't.
There's no skill involved in looking after these. Certain things there's skill involved. Erigeron, there's no skill involved, but you'll get months and months worth of flower out of them. So honestly, you need those in your garden. Everybody needs some Erigeron in their garden. £9.34 in the club if you would like to go for those. Use the offer code, please, to get your savings, to get your discounts, to get your free postage, to get your free gift, which is the fantastic Sarah Bernhardt peony. We've shared some
I'll bring it back.
Stories, didn't we, of people that got these last year? Was it Ali G? I think it was Ali G. Sent the pictures of it actually flowering. They got it as a free gift last year, and there are buds on them this year. So a lot of the time we say when you plant a bare root, you got to wait a year or two to get the flowers. And I'm still going to say the same thing, but you might have the same experience here and get those flowers early. I counted, I mean, there's 2 massive buds here, but I can see actually 5 pink buds on there, and that's the growth. That's where that's going to come from. It's a wonderful quality item, but at the end of the day, it's free. It's £10 worth of free goodies that you're getting by just putting a code in when you place your order. 100125 is the item number 4. The compost, though, I think that's what we're talking about now. We have our premium professional compost. No matter what channel we're on, whatever we're talking about, no matter what channel that might be, we bring you our premium professional compost because it is the item that we sell the most of, but it's just that thing that everybody needs in their garden, no matter what you are planting. It's made of premium quality ingredients. It's a professional compost. We use it at the nursery where we grow plants. So that has to tell you something about the quality here. If there was a better compost, we would use it. We have to grow quality plants, so we have to use quality compost. It is a misnomer to, but that's probably not the right word.
I get what you're saying.
It's stupid to buy cheap compost, quite frankly, because you get poor results. Now, we spend our hard-earned money on buying lovely plants because we want to make a beautiful garden. You need to buy the best compost. It's not the cheapest compost, but it is the best. And we do try to give you added value when it comes to the compost. You know, you get your free postage, you're getting a free gift here today as well. So if you just want to buy compost, you'll get that gorgeous peony, and it'll all get delivered free of charge. I'll stop talking. Tell them about why this is so good.
Well, it's got all those magical elements in it, Bex, that makes it, you know, that superior compost as well. Firstly, to say it's a massively peat-reduced compost, and we know eventually all composts will go peat-free, but there's an element of renewable peat in this, which is good, because you've got that sphagnum moss peat element, which is great. But of course, we've taken the peat away, so we need to put something back. We've put in composted wood fibre. It does lots of things, but 3 things I always point out. It lets the air and the oxygen get down to the roots of the plant, which is really, really important. Roots are underground, but they still need air. Also, it allows the water to percolate through, which is nice. You've got the peat holding onto the moisture. You've got the wood fibre improving the drainage, so not too wet, not too dry. It allows the roots of those little plants to really penetrate down into the compost and form a brilliant fibrous root system. So if you're a seed, if you're a plug plant, if you're a cutting, you're going to zoom away really, really well as you get growing. And then once that happens, then you've got that slow release fertiliser that is going to keep you going. It's going to keep giving your plants that boost, that energy. It's pH balance. It's not too acid. It's not too alkaline. It's got a wetting agent. It's hydrophilic. That means it wants to suck in the moisture. It wants to rehydrate. Some of those cheaper composts, once you water them, the water just runs straight off. It won't happen with this one. It will soak in quickly. It comes to you in the plain white bags in a cardboard box, and you really will get the best results from this of any compost you ever use. And it's the only compost I will use unless I'm forced into using something else, which almost I never am, thank goodness.
All right, 100125 for your compost savings. Use your code. Free gifts, use your code. All gets delivered direct to your door, which is brilliant when we're talking about the slightly more heavy items anyway. Right, Gregory, yes, your email did come through. You're just checking whether it came through? It came through. We're going to start off in the middle here with the that's spelt wrong, isn't it? Rostronuncula. Anyway. No, yeah, Rostronucula. It's a waterfall Buddleia. Let's just go with that, shall we? I love this one. Again, something a little bit unusual. We've got a Buddleia for you, but it's got this wonderful growth habit to it. Not just from the flowers, but also from the foliage as well.
Yeah, I grew this in my old garden in Bishop Stortford, and it was really different, really unusual. I grew it in a wooden trough in a really hot, sunny position, well drained. I found once it was established, it was quite drought tolerant, this. And it didn't get particularly tall. My one only got to about a metre and a half tall, formed a nice compact sort of shrub that, you know, wasn't too sort of wide and unkempt. I mean, again, sometimes you think of Buddleias, you think of something getting 3 or 4 metres tall. This doesn't. This, for example, you could grow in something the size of our 30-litre heavy-duty pot, that sort of size, or even our large 40-centimetre olive planter would be a permanent size for this. The foliage comes through and it's got a lovely sort of texture, furry texture to the foliage. and then you get these spikes of flowers mid to late summer, covered in pollinating insects, the butterflies, and it just looks great for weeks. And it's easy, it's hardy, it's tough, but it's different, it's unusual.
Yeah, we love something a bit different, don't we? That's why we love Adam. 511679 is the item number. We've got a £5 saving on here that you get by joining the club, and we've got free postage, of course. Check it out. I mean, just check out the size of it, first of all, but look at how beautifully multi-branched that is. Lovely upright growth you've got on there. I'm going to make a small mess, even though I did get the vacuum out the other day and I cleaned the potting shed.
Oh.
Check it out, Rooty Beauty right there. £21.24 in the club for that one, okay? Moving on to hydrangea, incredible. We've gone from one unusual, you know, different coloured hydrangea over there to one that is going to be absolutely beautifully impressive. The flowers that you're going to get on here, head size. They're going to be amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, and this one's been bred as well to support those flowers. So even, you know, when we get the wind and the rain and stuff, the flowers will stay upright. I mean, obviously when it first rains, they might dip over a bit, but then they bounce back, which is great because some of the older varieties, the stems would just snap, they would fall off. This is one of the kind of the, what am I thinking of? Paniculata type of hydrangeas as well. So dead easy pruning on this. In the spring, if this is too tall, get your shears out, get your hedge trimmer out, just trim it down to the height you want, and all the new shoots that come through will flower the same year. So no complications with pruning. But these will give that, even in the first year, this plant we've got here, the one we're supplying you with, this is more than likely going to flower for you this year.
Ooh.
I mean, this is a beauty,
I've got one of these to plant. I'm so excited.
They are brilliant.
Mine's going into a heavy-duty pot because, as you know, I might move home. So I'm going into a heavy-duty pot with mine, for at least for this year.
And again, look, I mean,
check that out.
Yeah, look at the root system on that. I mean, this is really heavy, this pot as well, because you can see it's wet. There's a lot of water dripping out of this. But, I mean, look how vigorous and healthy there's that beautiful green foliage on there.
It's amazing how quick that's come through as well, because these were sticks just a few weeks ago. But look at that. That's a brand new shoot that's come out there.
Right from the base.
Yeah.
That wasn't there a few weeks ago. So, you know, these will flower for you in the first year, and then once they're established, they get to about a metre tall, metre and a half tall, kind of a nice big spread. You can grow them as a hedge. They like the shade as well. These are really dramatic plants.
They are fantastic plants. Can't wait to grow this and get those massive, great, big, beautiful flowers. You need a cloth, don't you, Adam? Here you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
510009 is the item number. You've got a £7 saving on that one. It's £19.54. Loads of emails coming in. I'm going to try and dot through them. John, garden flowers. That's all it says. Love it. We've got... Oh, let me click on it. There you go. Oh, don't look at that. There you go. Sorry. Iris?
Dutch iris.
Beautiful.
I've got loads of those.
Look at that gorgeous colour. I can scroll through these ones, Matt. It's all good. Caribbean lily. Oh, very nice. Yours has opened way further than mine has.
Yeah.
I've just got the outside flowers. About 6 or 7 of them have just opened up at the moment. So Caribbean lily. Brunera!
There you go.
It's the Jack Frost! I love the foliage, but look at those gorgeous flowers that are appearing on there as well. They're so pretty. I still don't have one in my garden, but I will in the next one. Wonderful tulips. Oh, and the little daffs just going over as well. I love that yellow and red combo with the tulips and the daffs.
And sometimes you see yellow and red tulips together, and that looks great as well.
Yeah, it's a really good combo. Oh, and those lovely little shorter tulips. Can't remember what they're called now.
They're like a species type, those ones as well. That's you'd see those growing like that in the wild. That's how they would be.
Very, very nice. Thank you, John. Can I do one more just because? Dingo sent his picture of his grapes. He says, one for Bex. Grapevine last year. Cheers, Dingo. Oh, there it is, look, growing up through his bar.
Yeah.
I recognise those grapevine leaves. Oh, are those actual bunches of grapes? That's a bunch of grapes right there.
That is a huge bunch of grapes.
Wow. Beware of the turtle. I love that. Oh, that must be so nice sitting there, Dingo. Just sitting there under your bunch of grapes, and look, there's all the terrapins over there. Oh.
I like that sort of jungly look there around the pond. It's got a really nice cool feel to it.
That's lovely. What a nice relaxing area you've got there, and it's a bar.
That big, those bunches of grapes, so you have to just thin them out a little bit as well.
Love it.
Which you can do if you want to.
He's looking beautiful anyway, thank you. So many more to show you, but we'll come to those in a second. I think we're going to give you a quick reminder of some of the things before we then... Are you changing the table?
I'm going to change...
We've got more to show you.
I'm going to keep the table, I'm just going to change the plants.
It's probably worse. Right, starting off with that Delphinium Magic Fountain in the 2 litre pot with the £5 saving there. £8.49 if you're a club member. Use your code, you'll get free postage and you will get a free gift, the Sarah Bernhardt Peony as well. Can't guarantee which colour you'll get, but it's beautiful. Doesn't matter what colour you get. 511552 is your item number. Sun Gold, Buddleia. It's winter hardy, it's super easy, just wants to be in a sunny spot, can grow on a washing line, doesn't really, it can't actually, it's just one of Adam's sayings. It doesn't matter on the soil type, it can grow in poor soil, but it's a butterfly friend, and that's what we want it for. Plus, it's super fragrant as well. 560498 is the item number, £5 saving, £12.74 if you're in the club. Go to YouGarden.com to place your order, but if you like human beings, you can use the phone line as well. It's open till 4 o'clock today. Hydrangea Deep Purple Dance in the 2 litre pot, £2 off. The colour is what really makes this stand out. I think I've got 4 hydrangeas to plant, but they're all shades of white. Mix in the deep purple in there. Wow. That's going to look nice, isn't it? 511691 is the item number, and it's just £15.29 if you are in the club. Use your code, please, to get your saving and your free gift. Gardenia, hardy. It's a hardy gardenia. Evergreen, beautiful fragrant flowers, waxy. I mean, it's actually waxy kind of textures, the flowers and the foliage, which is really wonderful. They like they can cope in a sunny spot, they can cope in a part shady spot, but they're going to fill your garden with fragrance. And it's a really heady, sweet, beautiful fragrance as well. Acid soil, you need that. So if you've got it in your garden, you can plant it in the ground. If not, please get yourself some Erigeron compost. 510530 is your item number. Erigeron is my top tip. So it's our tip, sorry, it's not just mine. We do all really rate this plant. It can be an amazing feature, but it's great for so many things. Gap filling, weed suppressing, flowering for months on end. It's winter hardy, it's really easy. It really doesn't take much skill, but it does look absolutely beautiful. Flowering all summer long with those beautiful colour changing daisy flowers, and you get so many of them. 480453 is the item number, 6 plug plants and a £4 saving. Oh, the white grapevine. Thank you, Dingo, for sending your picture. When I get my pergola, I cannot wait. There's going to be a lovely little seating area. It's going to feel like a taverna in the sunshine in the summertime, and I cannot wait to be able to grow my own grapes on there as well. Vigorous plant, deciduous, drops its leaves in winter, but really does grow quite quickly. So if you want a fast-growing climber, grapevines are brilliant for it. 340034 is the item number, and it's $15.29 in the club with a £7 discount. Use your code, please, to access your savings, your free gifts, and your free postage. The Dahlia Fireball, I love that name. I mean, it's bright yellow, it's bright red, and it's a slightly shorter variety of Dahlia as well. So, you know, the ones I've got, they get really tall, and a lot of people can't grow them in their gardens. They're just too big. These, no, these will get to about, what, 30, 40 centimetres? They're really not going to get too big at all, but they still have that amazing flower power, multiple flowers all the way through the summertime. All you've got to do is a bit of deadheading. When the flower, when the bud looks pointy, that's when it's gone over. When it's rounded, that's a fresh one opening. Adam taught me this because sometimes it's really tricky to tell which one is the one opening and which one is the faded one. Look for the pointy ones. Those are the ones you want to trim off. 401618 is the item number on that one. 1104 in the club. Begonia, Super Cascade, 12 plug plants here, £7 saving, and they really do live up to that name. You get an amazing cascading display here, a mixture. You've got all these multiple colours, you've got layered petals. Now the layered ones are the male ones and the single flowered are the female ones. Have I got that the right way around? I can't remember. You can cut away the single petaled ones. That encourages more of the double blooms to come through. I didn't really care, to be perfectly honest with you. I like the mixture of the two. I think they look amazing. If you want a deadhead, you can, but to be honest, it does tend to do it itself. They're so easy and they flower for flipping ages. 1104 in the club. It works out less than £1 a plug. That is amazing value for money. 400543 is the item number. For the shady spots in your garden, for the places you want flowers to grow, but it does suffer with shade, Lily of the Valley is what you need. The Convallaria majalis, Again, another easy one, a plant it, love it, leave it kind of plant. Each one of the 9cm pots that we've got in the potting shed, they all have a flower spike on. Hopefully yours will as well. They multiply, they're really hardy, they're reliable, they come back for you year after year, and they smell divine. YGTV1625 is the code to get your £12 saving on that one. £15.27 in the club. Your item number is 630016. Brainstorm, the Tradescantia. Yeah, I love these. I'm a big fan of purple. I do love purple flowers for some reason. It speaks to me. But it's got those lovely little sort of dots in the centre, the yellow dots where you've got those stamen there as well. £8 saving on here. Fantastic foliage too, sort of lovely sword-shaped foliage. Really contrasts nicely with those flowers. 561328 is your item number, and it's £18.67 in the club. These are the gorgeous dianthus pinks. It's called I Love You. Now, it is just one variety. They colour change throughout the season. Dianthus are a favourite, a cottage garden favourite, but just a really nice traditional, long-lasting plant in your garden. Again, flowers for ages. The variety, I don't have this variety, but my dianthus, honestly, I had flowers every month. Only a couple in winter, but there were flowers on there, weirdly. They're just hardy. They're really, really simple. 480689 is the item number, and it's £15.29 if you're a club member. Blubs, the blueberries. The bloobs, we've got the long season collection here for you. It's 3 9cm pots, an early cropper, a mid cropper, a late cropper. So you're going to extend your blueberry cropping season first of all, which is great. Rather than getting just 2-3 weeks, you're going to get, hopefully a couple of months worth of cropping, but also they help to sort of cross-pollinate each other, so that actually helps increase your yield. So it's really good to have multiples, which is brilliant. Easy to grow. First year you might get a couple of blueberries, but next year, if my experience is anything to go by, you will have so many blueberries. My plants planted last year are covered in flowers this year. Cannot wait to be picking those sweet, delicious blueberries. £7 saving on this one, a £12.97 if you're a non-club member, £11.02 if you are a club member. So what's that, £1.95 you'll be saving by being a club member? And that's just on one item. This is why you want to be a club member, I promise you. Excuse me. Now, you do need your ericaceous compost to go with this. We do it in 60-litre bags. So depending on the size of the pots you're going to put those blueberries in, you may get away with one bag of ericaceous. I went straight into the heavy-duty pots, and I do recommend it. It's up to you, obviously, but they're going to live in those pots forever. So you might need 2 bags of your ericaceous is all I'm saying there. 100042 for your acid-loving plants or your lime-hating plants. It's weird, isn't it? They put both of those things in the bag. Love it, though. 100042. Use your code, though. You've got an £8.99 saving on that one. And here are those heavy-duty pots. It comes in a pack of 4. So if you want it to go with your blueberries, you'll have one spare to collect all your dead heads in. Maybe to plant up something else. Maybe to use for storing things in, your tools, that sort of thing. Maybe you're going to use it as your decanter to put your compost in while you're potting things up. Maybe you'll use it for your recycling or your laundry. I think it was Simon that emailed us to said he uses one of them for his laundry basket. Brilliant. I love all these amazing uses for them. They're traditionally a growing pot, but no reason you can't use them for multiple other things as well. 130011 is your item number if you want to get some more of your heavy-duty pots. Be one of the best things you get in your garden. It's definitely one of the most used in mine. Every time I garden, I'm using a heavy-duty pot.
I've got loads. Well, not as many as you. But I do find lots of uses for them. As you say, yeah, just put my tools in. Sometimes at work when we're putting gravel or bark between plants, we can't get a wheelbarrow in, so we just fill one of them up and you can just very easily just, spread the compost, spread the gravel.
Does the gravel not come out the holes, Matt says?
Small gravel it would, but we use 20mm gravel, so yeah, so...
All right, moving on then, we've got some more plants to show you on this table, starting off with the rhododendrons. It's the Japanese azalea collection where you're getting 3 9cm pots here. You have got a £12 saving on this one. So, £15.27 club price, £5.09 a plant if you're a club member for something really nicely established. And
look at the flower buds.
There are that's got some chunky buds on.
Chunky buds there. And if you grab that one, Bex.
Yes.
This one, look, as well, the red one.
Yeah, you can see those red buds coming.
Red buds in there as well. So two out of the three of these, and the other one's not far behind.
Yeah, the pink one's not quite there
not
yet.
Not quite so buddy.
Yeah, loads of buds on these two.
Yeah, so both of these in a few weeks' time will be flowering. These are evergreen as well. Brilliant root system. These you can't always see the root system on camera. Oh, actually, you can on there because it's a very fibrous root system. But these are tough. These are evergreen. These will gradually get bigger year on year, and beautiful fibrous root system. So well-established plants. And some azaleas drop their leaves. These don't. So even in the winter time, you've got that greenery. Make really good bedfellows with things like Japanese acers, for example, hostas, ferns, all those kind of things. So dappled shade. You can even probably grow these in a north-facing position. If you've got the ericaceous soil or acid soil, you can put them straight into the garden. If not, they make fantastic container plants. Really happy in pots, and they'll live many, many years. They're long-lived plants. If you're going to grow them in pots, dappled shade, sort of, avoid the midday sun. Water them, use our feed, our citrus feed, which is really, really good for ericaceous plants. And when they flower, they look like this for about 4 to 6 weeks, and the foliage just disappears under the mass of flowers. These are a real talking point. They're beautiful, they're stunning, they're easy to grow, they're hardy, they're evergreen. Come back year after year, and just enjoy them.
Love it. 510804 is the item number there. $15.27 at club discount price. Free gift included, free postage also included, as long as you enter your offer code YGTV1625. And next, we've got the Geranium Fire Queen. Now, geraniums, these bring back happy memories for me because the fragrance that you get just from the foliage on the Geranium Fire Queen, it takes me back to my lovely dear old Nan's house. She used to grow these on the windowsill in her little lean-to conservatory thing, and that fragrance is fantastic. The foliage is really interesting. Oh yeah,
Excuse me.
Bless you. It's so reminiscent to me. Just beautiful zonal foliage on there as well, which adds such interest. And then you get these bright red stalks of flowers that come up.
And these ones already, look, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it worked. I just broke.
Did you just break it off?
I just broke it off. I'll find another. I'm having one of those days.
It'll be all right. It'll come back. Don't worry.
I think there's one here. Let's get this one out. You can already see in the middle on this one.
Don't break it.
It's really tiny, little flower head just there already.
There you go.
So these are going to start flowering really, really soon. And these are your classic geraniums, really. These are ones that always remind me of that roundabout in front of Buckingham Palace, because they always have those stunning red geraniums there. These are sort of the ones you see in park displays or municipal areas. Full sun, well drained, months and months of flower. Just deadhead them. Feed them as well, use our blooming fast, which is brilliant, as the trace elements, all the main elements they need. And these are so versatile, providing it's sunny, it's bright, it's an open position. They can go in your hanging baskets as a central part in your hanging basket, pots, troughs, window boxes, tom-tom pots, beds, borders, rockery areas. Anywhere really. In some of our smaller pots they look gorgeous, because then you can use them as sort of accent plants to just sort of highlight different parts of the garden and just change the mood and the feel of the garden.
And a tender perennial, so you can actually get them to come back next year. You can bring them in over winter, keep them on a windowsill somewhere, and you can get them to flower again next year if you so choose. You can grow them as an annual, of course you can, but if you want to go to that extra little bit of work, then you can get them to come back next year. 401337 is the item number. 1104 is your club member price. That's less than £1 a plug there. Brilliant. Olwen got 24 of those. Brilliant. Bright, gorgeous colours from those this year, Olwen. Next, we've got the carpet phlox for you. And Adam's going to tell you a story about some that he grew in somebody's garden. And I'm going to show you the picture because he sent it to me this morning.
Yeah, well, we planted these phlox about March last year. And they weren't much bigger than the plug plants we got here. And this morning, I stopped and took a picture. That's what they've done. In fact, they weren't even touching each other, those plants, when I first put them in. I thought I'd spaced them out, like a real big spacing. There was loads of gaps between those. But, oh, my goodness me, this is a really full-on sunny position. And the lady who lives here adores phlox. So she said, I love them because I love the dome shape. I love the massive colour. And these will look like this for about another 4 weeks or so, about 4 to 6 weeks. They're so tough. They'll grow in really poor soil. They'll grow in gravelly, sandy soils. Once they're established, they're super drought tolerant. They're brilliant for rockeries. They look lovely in pots and containers, window boxes. They're sort of evergreen as well. So even in the winter time, the foliage still remains, so they don't just die down and you're left with nothing. And then this time of year, they just explode. I mean, there's not many things I can think of that flower as insanely brilliantly as these creeping phlox.
Yeah,
Really lovely.
You're getting a pack of 12 of these here. Discount club price is $12.73. Really nice rooty plants. You know, it's a little plug, but actually you've got really serious roots going on there as well. And they're hardy, they're easy. You don't need to wait to plant these out, do you?
No,
just get them planted.
They're bone tough.
They work great in that gravel garden, a bit like Adam was just showing in his picture there. But also, you know, rockeries or edges of raised planters where they'll tumble over the edges, or softening the edges of paths. If you've got real hard lines, I know Sean does that in his garden where he's got a gravel pathway and he just lets it sort of creep out slightly, and it looks really nice to soften edges and hard lines there. Just a really beautiful, easy plant that's flowering at this time of year. 480358 is the item number for the wonderful creeping phlox there. $12.73 in the club. Free gift if you enter your code. It'll give you your saving. It'll also give you your free postage as well. So this is why the code is so very important. Now we're going to move on because we've all been looking at the magnolias, which are starting to go over now. The flowers are starting to disappear, aren't they? All the gorgeous foliage is coming through. But it's at this time of year we all look at the magnolias and go, oh, I wish I had one of them. Yes,
and I do that every year. In fact, I'm going to order one for the new bit of garden we've got, because I've got some nice gift vouchers at Christmas, so I'm going to go for one that I've seen. And they are dramatic, they're different, they're unusual. This one has got these dark purple flowers, sort of upright goblet-like shaped flowers as well. Flowers sort of slightly later than some of the magnolias, which is nice because it can escape those late frosts. This only gets to about 2.5 metres, so it's not going to be one of those huge, great big magnolias that will grow into a tree. You can get away with growing this in most soils, apart from chalky soils. It won't like really chalky soils. If you've got the chalky soil, then you can grow it in a container. It's compact enough to grow in a container. You can use Erigeron's compost. But most places, you can plant this outside. I would plant this as a bit of a feature plant on its own, perhaps in the middle of the front lawn, perhaps in an island bed in the back garden, or with some other sort of shorter shrubs and things around it. Might look nice with some winter flowering heathers or things like that at the base of it, and lovely spring flowering bulbs, some tulips and things like that.
Definitely.
But again, a really, really nice, well-established plant here for you. This is already getting on to like a foot, 18 inches tall. Get it home, plant it. You can put this straight out now. It's not going to be any issue to get this planted now, because it's a hardy plant, it's a tough plant, and it will just give you that real kind of beautiful flower year after year after year.
I think it's nice and unusual, isn't it? Just something a bit different. Obviously, we love the sort of whitey pink coloured tulip. Is that Hydrangea, isn't it? Love that one. Gorgeous. But it's the archetypal sort of classic one. This one's a talking point, something a bit different. 51633 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one. You get some beautiful displays for many years. It's 1954 if you are in the club. Don't wait until next year when the magnolia flowers are there next year and go, oh, I wish I'd got that. Get it now, get it planted, let it get established, and then hopefully you'll have some beautiful flowers this time next year. Moving on to the end here, we've got, of course, it's hanging basket time. I actually potted up my hanging baskets yesterday. I haven't left them outside yet because I'm not sure yet. I was growing on some of my Begonia Super Cascade, but I've just put plugs into the rest of them. So now they're sat on pots in my conservatory growing on. This is your classic hanging basket plant, and if you're thinking about getting your hanging basket sorted, you've still got time to get your Petunia Sapphinias.
Absolutely, definitely. I mean, these are iconic, these ones. There's certain sort of things that we
One second. Goodbye, Olwyn.
Bye, Olwyn.
She's going to catch up later. See you all Thursday, I hope. We will be live on Thursday, I promise you. And just a quick message to Elaine, who's probably gone already, but she says she'll catch up later. She said she had to go because her eye was aching. Because obviously she's just had surgery. She's had a retina detached, so they tried to reattach it or something or other. So yes, absolutely, completely understand. Catch up when you can. Lovely to have your company, everybody, though. Thank you so much. Sorry, Adam.
No, I was saying, I mean, this is an iconic type of petunia. I mean, these can actually get sort of to a metre, even like longer than that, trailing down. So there's never been a petunia before or since that can cascade and trail as beautifully as this. You can mix the colours. You can actually grow the colours separately if you want. The choice is absolutely up to you. And they come in these gorgeous little sort of greenhouses, and they're coded as well. So you can see at the bottom there, those embossed letters, they actually match with what Bex is pointing at the top there. So, you know, you look at J on there, you look at J on the top, it'll tell you what's exactly in the little J bay, if you like, or the little I bay, or the little H bay, or the little G bay. It'll just match. So bear that in mind, because when you open the box, don't just open the box and plonk them all out onto the worktop, because you won't know which is which. These are fragrant as well, and you'll get months and months and months of flower on these. And you don't even need to deadhead them, just liquid feed them, use our blooming fast, keep them well watered, and just enjoy the most stunning displays ever. When when you drive past those pubs and places like that, and you always say to your partner, how do they get hanging baskets like that? I can never get mine to do that. Grow these, grow Sophinias.
Yeah, definitely. 401441 is the item number on there, 12.74 in the club, so just over £1 a plant there. But of course, remember, we've got that added value of the fact that they get delivered to you with free charge of postage. And you get a free gift included as well, which is the beautiful Sarah Bernhardt bare root peony, a gorgeous peony flower. You'll enjoy that in your garden for many, many years. So just enter the code when you place your order to get your free postage and to get your free peony in there as well. We're back over at the favourites table. I hope it is still all favourites today. I don't know if anything else has taken over, but we adjusted the favourites table based on what you were all buying during the week. So fingers crossed we got it right on Sunday. Delphinium Magic Fountain is where we're starting in the 2 litre pot. Oh, I just want to quickly say Passion Bloom, we'll have to order from you again. The duo apple tree I purchased from you a couple of years ago is all coming into blossom and has put on good growth. Thank you very much. Yes, you definitely should order from us again. Maybe there's something in the live today that you're actually enjoying.
And that's nice to hear that, isn't it? Because quite often you and I say you don't get fruit in the first year with a lot of these trees, but once they're established, you get loads. Second year, boom, it just all happens.
Absolutely.
Doesn't it? Which is good.
Right, let's start off then with that Delphinium Magic Fountain, Adam. What do you want to tell us about this one?
Well, it is a magic fountain because the colour on this is spectacular. We can't guarantee which colour you're going to get, but whatever colour, you're going to love it, because we've got the deep purple, we've got the light powdery blue, we've got the mauves, we've got the whites, a really pure white one. These are nice and compact, these Delphiniums. They're not the ones that get like sort of a metre and a half, 2 metres tall, and you've got to put bamboo canes and string around. These will probably get about waist height. Great big flower spikes that are going to last for a long, long time. You'll get little side flower spikes come up as well, which is really nice. Once the whole thing has done its first flowering, trim them down to about 3 or 4 inches above ground level, give them a good liquid feed, use our blooming fast. You'll see gorgeous fresh shoots come back, and they'll flower for you again a second time, probably the second half of the summer going into the autumn. So you can get these to double flower. They are tough. They come back year after year after year. And all Delphiniums want from you is a nice, bright, open, moisture retentive but well-drained position. Fabulous container plants, by the way, if you want to grow them in a pot. Feed them in pots and just enjoy them from year to year to year. They're hardy plants, and you'll find probably in the second or third year you won't just get one flower spike, you might get up to half a dozen kind of flower spikes on these.
Do get yourself some strolch, please. Slugs and snails do like the fresh new growth that comes through on Delphiniums, so you probably don't need to worry too much this year because it's already quite big, but you will need to protect it next year. I lost a couple in my garden because I did not protect them. It was my own fault. I didn't protect them. So I'm just saying that because I want you to keep it in your garden. Get yourself some strolch. 511552 is the item number there. £8.49. £8.49 club price, free postage and a gift worth £9.99 included. That, just come in and buy that. Just get that, put your code in. You spend £8.49, you get an amazing Delphinium, and you're going to get a bare root peony as well. We must be losing money on that order.
I'll tell you what, if you had a £5 voucher as well.
We'd definitely be losing money on that order. Right, Buddleia Sungold is up for you next. A beautiful variety of Buddleia, a little bit unusual. Gorgeously fragrant though as well. Yeah,
really, really sweet fragrance on this one. You've got those honey-scented coloured flowers as well, going to yellow on the outside. That lovely silvery kind of foliage to start with. It goes to a green colour. This is tough, this is hardy. Buddleias pretty much grow anywhere. They're not fussy about soil. In fact, if you put them in too rich a soil, they tend to get a bit leggy and lots of leaf and less flower. Put them in porous soils, you get many, many more flowers. You see them growing wild along the railways, but these ones are slightly different because they're not those really super tall ones that grow into small trees with the big pointy flower heads. These ones have got more kind of rounded clusters of flowers which attract the bees, the pollinating insects. Comes back year after year. Don't worry about pruning for the first 3 or 4 years. Just let it establish, let it grow. Plant it somewhere bright and sunny, although they will take a little bit of shade. And not really particularly fussed whether it's clay soil, sandy soil. The only place a Buddleia wouldn't really thrive is in really heavy wet soil in very deep shade. But other than that, they're really, really easy plants to grow. And Matt said earlier on, Matt was doing our producing stuff for us today, he said he's never really thought of a Buddleia being yellow. So again, it's a bit of a talking point, something a bit different.
It definitely is something a bit different. Buddleia Sun Gold there with a £5 saving, £12.74 in the club. A fantastic winter hardy, really easy to grow plant. 560498 is your item number on that one. We're moving on to the middle of the table here where we've got the hydrangea. Bam, 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 bam. This is the deep purple dance. John's asking, can you buy compost today? Of course you can buy compost today, John. We have that available on every single show that we do. The details are up there for you. 100125 is the item number. That's the 100 litres that you can buy there. 21.23 discount club price. So if you're a club member, it's well worth joining the club just for your compost, basically, because it's normally £24.98, but your club price is £21.23. Can't do the fast maths, but it's like £2.50, I think, that you get off that every single time you place an order. So 4 orders of compost pays for your club. Plus, you will get a free gift today. So when you use the code YGTV1625, you'll get a free gift worth $9.99 put into your basket as well. Go to YouGarden.com to place your order, or you can use your phone line as well. Right, bum, 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 bum. We've got the hydrangea deep purple dance. Oh, a gorgeous mop head hydrangea here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this doesn't need a build up, this one, because it just stands out on its own. This is phenomenal. This is so different, so unusual. We think of the mop heads being that pink or that blue colour, depending on the soil, but this is deep purple, literally deep purple. And you can slightly change the colour on this. If you put this in a more acid soil, it'll kind of go more of a bluey purple. In an alkaline soil, it'll go more deep purple. You've got the white edging around the petals as well. Well, strictly speaking, they're called bracts, but you've got the white edging around the edge there, that blue button in the middle, which is the true flower. And these just combine to give really dramatic results. Imagine a shrub like this, about 1 metre tall, about 1 metre wide, smothered in these flower heads that are going to look good for week after week after week. You can dry hydrangea heads as well, so you can have these as dried flowers indoors if you want to. It's easy to grow. Hydrangeas don't need a lot of fuss really. They like a moisture retentive soil, and they don't do well in very dry soils, but they do well in shade. Part shade, you could grow this possibly somewhere north facing as well, because they don't need lots and lots of sun. Grow it straight in your beds and borders with other shrubs, or you could just grow it in a container. But it's easy, it's simple. This one will come with our lifetime guarantee as well, which I like to point out. A lot of our hardy plants, you see the little snowflake symbol. That means if it ever fails, then we'll replace it for you. You just pay the P&P to get that new plant home. But yeah, this deserves to be on the favourite table because it is so different, so unusual, and yeah, I'm kind of tempted to get one myself, to be honest.
Brand new to us in the potting shed, never shown you this before, so it's a really exciting one to bring you on this Easter Sunday. 511691 is the item number, and it's, I mean, for a new plant, $15.29 club member price on that one. I think that's brilliant. It's multi-branched. You can see that there's so many buds on there. In fact, Adam, you were feeling it the other day and saying it feels like there's every chance that there's flower buds in some of those.
Yeah,
so fingers crossed, we will never guarantee, but hopefully you'll get some gorgeous flowers this year. But the great thing with hydrangeas is they last for many years in your garden. Right, 511691 is the item number. Hardy Gardenia is up next. An evergreen, fragrant, compact, acid-loving plant here.
Oh, even now,
still smells good.
Even though that flower's going over a little bit, it's still smelling good. But you know,
that flower is early.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, there's loads of buds on this plant. All of these that I can see here, these are flower buds. For some reason, that was a weirdly early flower that came out.
Yeah, so that's not the end of the flowering. This is literally the start of the flowering season for this one. And you will get these pure white flowers that sort of fade to sort of a creamy colour. Evergreen foliage, so it looks good all the year through. Even in the winter time, you've got this lovely glossy foliage. And this one, yeah, when I say this, I have to kind of pinch myself really, because because hardy to -10 we're saying about this particular plant. I mean, that is really, really tough. Grow it in your beds and borders or in your garden. If you've already got rhodies and azaleas growing quite happily in your garden, it can go in the same soil as those. If not, grow it in a pot. Use our Erigeron compost, feed it eventually with our citrus feed, and you can grow gardenias with that super, super sweet fragrance, that lovely evergreen foliage. They get eventually to about 2 or 3 foot tall, about a couple of feet wide, so a nice compact dome-shaped shrub, nothing that's going to get too big for being in a container or a pot, for example. Easy to grow. They like a little bit of sunshine. They don't want to be sort of baked to death kind of thing in a super south-facing position, but somewhere where they get some bright sunlight, perhaps in the morning, sort of latter part of the day. But yeah, if somebody says to you, you know what, gardenias are house plants, you can't grow them outside, well, you can with this one.
Yeah, tell them to go to YouGarden. They'll soon find out, won't they? 510530 is the item number. A couple of pound off that one as well. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to planting mine up. I need to buy some pots. I've got loads of things. I've got 3.
I've got 3 of these.
I need to get myself some pots. I've run out of pots. Yeah, $15.29 if you are a club member. Free gift, free postage. Use your code to get all of those amazing things. Erigeron Sea of Blossom. Everyone needs it.
It does. Sea of Blossom. What it says is what it does. I mean, it literally is just months and months and months of these beautiful daisy flowers. They start off white. They fade to a lovely deep purpley pink as the flowers go over. This is hardy. This is tough. This plant will come back year after year. It's not fussed about soil. Pretty much grows in any soil. It's a great gap filler. It will grow between other plants as well, but it won't take over. Bex has got a lovely Miners. Is it your Miners? No, your Geranium Roseanne.
Roseanne, yeah.
And it kind of just grows through nicely and mixes with other plants.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think garden designers would thank me for that tip.
It does look gorgeous.
It looks really good, doesn't it?
And even you could grow this in a pot or a container on its own. You could, in fact, I would suggest to you perhaps try and grow a hanging basket just of these.
Oh, that would look ace.
Yeah, just these. Just try these, and see, I think it'd be phenomenal because it'd be phenomenal even, and phenomenal, and it'd be drought tolerant. It will like full sun. It will take dappled shade. I'm having one of those days today. And, I won't use my train of thought. And
You already have.
I haven't. No, I'm on it.
Carry on.
Dustbin lid size coverage. I'll get you back. Dustbin size coverage lid. Oh goodness me! Dustbin lid size coverage of plant when they mature. Leave them through the winter. Trim them back in the spring. They'll regrow and they'll look gorgeous forever. And they're really phenomenal. Phenomenal.
480453 is the item number if you'd like to go for the wonderful Erigeron Sea of Blossom. It's a £4 saving on there as well. Use the code. Get your saving. Get your free gift. Get your free postage. That's what it's all about here at YGTV. Getting the best deals, the best prices. Now then, composts. You need some. We all need some. I had a delivery last week. I'm going to put another order in. I've got lots of things left to plant. Peter McDermott, our wonderful head gardener here, he's going to tell us all about his amazing compost.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. So I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, there's slow-release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow-release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see that there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, Peat in particular is naturally acidic. So, and plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in. But most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. They grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the well, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah, for those of you that use it already and have been with us for a while, you're bored of hearing about how good that compost is, but it truly is the best, honestly. It makes such a difference. 100125 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. Why are you staring at me, Adam?
I was just thinking, because Tina Turner sang about it, didn't she?
Did she?
She did, yeah.
What did she sing?
Simply the best.
You're simply the best.
Yeah, that was written about that compost.
It was indeed, yeah. I mean, ask her, she'll tell you. 21.23 is your club discount price on that one. You'll get your free gift. It's that beautiful Sarah Bernhardt peony, and you'll get free postage. It's so annoying going to the garden centre to buy compost because it's not as good, first of all, but it's just heavy. It's annoying. Get it delivered to your door. Why not? Right, we've got some more things to show you. We've still got just under an hour left with you. Oh, we're going to remind you of a few things before we show you some of the new things that we brought out for you. We've got a lovely citrus. We've got a new variety of lilac to show you as well. But let's remind you, dianthus. We're starting with the I Love You. What a beautiful colour. And it's a colour range you're getting here. It's not different varieties. They will constantly change colour for you. I think they start the deeper pink and then they fade to a lovely blush pink. 12 plug plants included, couple of quid saving there. £15.29 is your club discount price. YGTV 1625, that is the all-important code to use this week, please. 480689 is the item number. The Brainstorm. I wonder why it's called Brainstorm. It's a Tradescantia though, but it's an outdoor one. This is a hardy plant, nice compact one as well. Lovely colour combination with the yellow stamen and the beautiful bright purple flowers there. 561328 is the item number, and it's £18.67 your discount club price. Kilmarnock, the weeping willow, is up next. Now, it's a standard, it's been grafted. Obviously, we know willow trees, you see them on the riverbanks and things, don't you? Growing to massive, great big tree-sized plants. We can't have those in our gardens, unless you've got a big garden, of course. But this fits into all of our, normal-sized gardens. You can grow these in pots, you can plant them in the ground. They're fully winter hardy. The winter interest you get on here with the catkins is amazing. They're great for pollinators when they start to turn that lovely yellow colour you can see on a few of those. They're pollen laden at that point, so they're really good for those pollinators that are around. And of course, you've got the lovely weeping willow foliage as well. 510326 is the item number. It's £19.54 in the club, £7 saving on that one. Do you want a vigorous climber? Yes, please. I would love to have one. It's a white grapevine, comes in the 3-litre pot. You've got your £7 saving there. And yes, you can go grapes in the UK. You can. We have graperies, that's not the word I'm looking for, vineyards. We do have vineyards here, we do produce our own wine, and you could be growing grapes in your garden as well. 340034. I think grapery is a better word. I'm going with that. I'm going with grapery, why not? The Erigeron Sea of Blossom, a lovely low-growing plant, but spreading. One tiny little plug plant. Once it gets going, sort of year 2, it'll spread to a good, I'd say 60 centimetres, and you get this sea of blossom. Wonderful colour-changing daisy flowers here. They're great for filling in gaps, suppressing weeds. If there's a gap in your border, don't let the weeds grow, put some sea of blossom in. At least 6 months worth of flowers, I would say even longer in most circumstances. 480453 is the item number on there, and it's just £9.34 in the club. You've got an evergreen plant in your gardenia. This is the Climbs Hardy. Now you get lovely glossy evergreen foliage on here. The fragrance from the flowers is unmistakable. It's so pretty, and this is going to be covered in those beautiful flowers. Nice and compact, doesn't get too big, probably about maybe 60 by 60 centimetres. So perfect plant for keeping in a pot if you want to, using ericaceous compost, or if you've got acid soil in your garden, you can grow these outdoors. A part shade position is probably the best place for it. 510530 is your item number here. Go to YouGarden.com to place your orders. You can use the phone lines up until 4 o'clock today if you like human beings. Not gardenia, hydrangea, that's what's next for you. The lovely deep purple in the 2-litre pot with the £2 saving. A mop head hydrangea, so it flowers on old growth, prune it after flowering. You're not going to need to worry for a couple of years though, it won't need any pruning, initially anyway. They love our UK climate, they love a part shade position. A north-facing garden, this is the ideal thing for you to grow. All hydrangea will absolutely adore those places. You can grow them in pots, you absolutely can. They're really well suited to the ground, but if you're a container gardener, just keep on top of your watering and you will have some success with growing hydrangea. 511691 is the item number. Buddleias are great if you want to add, a pop of colour for sure. If you want to add fragrance, yes, but if you want to invite pollinators in, you want the butterflies to be dancing around, this is what you need in your garden. 460498 is the item number here, and it's just £12.74 in the club for that one. Next, we've got the lovely Delphinium for you in the 2-litre pot with the £5 saving here. Beautiful flowers that you get from this. They're quite stunning, aren't they? They have a bed of foliage and then these flower spikes that just come out of the top there. Wow, get a few of those in your garden. That's going to be really impressive. And at £8.49, hopefully that's a price point where you could afford to maybe get 2 or 3 of these. They look amazing. Just give them some protection, will you, from slugs and snails, because that is one of the ones that they do like to nibble on. Don't let them compete with other plants. Give them a little bit of space to grow, and you will be delighted with the flower display you get from those. 511552 is the item number. Use your code to get your saving, your free gift, your free postage. It's a magic code. It does all of those brilliant things. The Blueberry Long Season Collection, if you want to try your hand at a grow your own that's nice and simple, then do go for this one. The Long Season Collection, you've got an early, a mid, a late cropper, so you get more than just a couple of weeks. You will get, a couple of months worth of cropping out of here, plus those plants are going to help to cross-pollinate each other, which will increase your yield. 310022, get yourself some ericaceous compost as well though, please. They are acid-loving plants. YGTV1625, this is how you're going to get all your discounts. That's the code you put in when you place your order on YouGarden.com. There's your Ericaceous compost, comes in 60-litre bags. It's got an $8.99 saving at the moment, so definitely worth stocking up, particularly if you're going for your blueberries, your azaleas, you know, those sorts of things. Now, I planted my blueberries in my Ericaceous compost and I put it into the heavy-duty pots. These are 30 litres, they're 40-centimetre diameter. Mine are never going to need to be repotted. I will obviously top up the compost, I'll make sure I'm feeding, but my blueberries will live in these pots forever. Well, for as long as I keep them alive for. Depends how good a gardener I am, doesn't it? 130011 is the item number. You can use these for so many things. Yes, they are traditionally a growing pot. Potatoes, Christmas trees, tomatoes, strawberries. What have I got in them? Blueberries, pink blueberries, appletini, mini apple tree. Oh, I saw your picture. Whoever it was that sent me that earlier. Looks amazing. You're going to get so many apples on there. A temporary home for plants. Yes, if you don't know what you're doing with it, stick it in a heavy-duty pot. It can live in there for ages until you work it out. Decant your compost into there. Makes it much easier than using the bag. Keep all your tools in it. Put your washing in. Put your washing in there. Simon, I think it was you, wasn't it? Yeah, kids' toys, dogs' toys, all sorts you'll find to use these for. Deadheading, absolutely, before it goes onto the compost heap or into the green bin. It's used every single time I'm in the garden. It's the most used item in my garden, other than maybe my secateurs. 130011 is the item number that you need to go for if you're getting your heavy-duty pots. You'll come back for more, I promise you. $16.99 and free postage when you use your code. The Delphinium petunias, get your hanging basket sorted. Win the hanging basket competition in your street. Go on. They'll all be wondering how you got such an amazing display from your petunias. You don't even need to tell them if you don't want to. We'll keep your secret. They don't need to know you've used Delphinium petunias. The longest trails that you will have from any variety of petunia, because they were bred specifically to do that. A beautiful colour combination, a delicate light fragrance, really easy to look after, and deadheading petunias is one of my favourite jobs in the garden. £12.74 is your item number on that one. Geranium Fire Queen, so a gorgeous bedding plant here. It can be perennial with winter protection. Fragrance is amazing from those wonderful zonal leaves, and the bright red colour really is very, very zingy. Just deadheading, please. If you stop, they will just stop flowering, so keep on top of your deadheading to make sure that you get those lovely clusters of blooms coming. 401337 is your item number, and £11.04 is your discount club price. Oh, azaleas, yeah, rhododendron, Japanese azalea, 3 9-centimetre pots. You're gonna get the red, you're gonna get the white and the pink included in there as well. It's a £12 saving. These start off as 9-centimetre pots, but in time they can grow into really nice, gorgeous shrubs for you. You've got evergreen foliage, but when the flowers come, obviously once these are a bit more established, the flowering season, which you get for about 4 to 6 weeks, they will cover that foliage. That is incredible, isn't it? It is. Love that. It's so pretty. They need acid soil, so bear that in mind. If you've got acid soil in your garden, plant them in the ground. If not, you can container grow these. A bit more ground cover for you. So your phlox, this is a really good one. We've got the creeping phlox collection. You've got, there's a few different varieties, one called McDaniel's in there, but you're gonna get those shades of pink, lavender, white, and they work so well together. Some bi-coloured ones in there as well. And we showed you Adam's pictures of some that he planted in a customer's garden. And just within a year, they've already spread so very much. Wonderful domed, mounded displays, and at this time of year that's a really gorgeous standout plant. 12 plug plants, so each one of those, if you think each one of those can spread to dustbin lid size, that's a lot of ground covered, honestly. And just over £1 a piece in the club there. 480358 is the item number. We've got the Magnolia Black Beauty, which is just something a bit different for Magnolia. We love the Soulangeana, that lovely pink and white one, it's gorgeous, but this one's a bit more of a talking point. Don't get to this time next year and see all the magnolia flowers and think, oh, I wish I had a magnolia. Do it now. I know you've missed the flowering season, but next year you'll have those beautiful flowers in your garden. £7 saving on that one. Discount price is £19.54. It is a slightly smaller variety of magnolia as well, that one. 511633 is the item number there. Hydrangea Incredible. Yeah, it is. It is incredible. Big, big panicles of flowers on here. A wonderful one for, you know, late summer interest, but then leave the flowers on in winter. You get amazing winter interest from those faded flower heads. And these are massive. It's got the name of Strong Annabelle because it was bred to be stronger than its predecessor, so it can hold up those big, you know, flower heads on there. Can't wait to see mine in bloom. 510009 is your item number, and it's 1954 in the club. Oh, and the other Buddleia that we've got, yes, this is the waterfall Buddleia in the 3-litre pot. Again, a really nice big established plant that we've got for you, multi-branched. It can be container grown, this one. Lovely combination of the waterfall foliage as well as the waterfall flowers that you've got on there. Is 21.24 in the club, and there is a £5 saving on that one. Use your code to get your saving, please. You will get free postage and you will get your free gift included as well. 511679 is the item number, and it's £21.24 in the club. Can I please show a couple of pictures? I know we're running a little short on time, but I just wanted to. We've got some questions. Also, Neil, who's our new Neil. You're going to be known as New Neil, you know that. He has sent us an email, and I want to make sure I show it. He says, my favourite plant for this time of year. It's been in the same pot for over 10 years and still going strong. And it is an amazing one at this time of year. The beautiful Dicentra, the bleeding hearts.
Yeah, they are. They're gorgeous.
Look at those.
I think they also call them Dutchman's breeches as well.
Really?
Yeah, another name for them.
I mean, those sprays of flowers that you get on there
They're really happy,
so
aren't they?
pretty.
My neighbour's got some opposite in a pot, and I love them this time of year. Just happy, cheerful, bright, really fresh-looking foliage, beautiful pink flowers.
Yeah, I love that.
Easy to grow as well, and they're good for shade.
Yeah, they're a good one for a shady spot, aren't they?
Can I just
I
say,
need to make a list of those shade-loving plants for when people ask that question.
And there's more than you realise as well.
There are.
Yeah, and we bring you loads of good shade-loving plants. Can I just say hello to Happy Easter to Tony and Pamela as well? Because
of course you can.
My friends are watching this morning, so hi Tony and Pamela.
Hi Tony and Pamela.
Going there for dinner
Happy
later.
Easter.
So see you later. Yes.
Oh,
yeah, looking
nice.
forward to it.
Kevin says, hi Bex and Adam, just wanted to say Happy Easter and thank you for explaining why my magnolia yellowbird had changed colour. I love this. Thought you might like a look at my YouGarden garden, which is cool. So you have planted loads of YouGarden stuff in here. That I recognise. That is the beautiful Camellia Femme Fatale. We've got, I think I see a Fatsia in the background. There's a Chamaerops there. Is that a Nandina that's next to that as well?
Yeah,
I think that's the Nandina Obsessed, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
That looks absolutely beautiful. We've got a fig growing there. What's that flowering one? Is that a trackless? No, that's not a tracklospermum.
Oh, I'm trying to. I can't quite focus in on that.
I don't know, but it looks pretty.
It's pretty
it
though.
is.
It's got a lovely little white flower on it.
Nice.
Oh,
some kind of blossom going on here.
That's a little apple tree.
Is that an
one.
apple?
Yeah, a little tiny apple.
Nice. So much going on in here.
Oh, and that's a pear. I think there's a pear blossom. I think going on there.
Nice.
And some, it looks like marjoram as well.
Oh, look,
underneath.
I love your netting. That is such a good idea. I need something like that. Look at that, how he's protected it all. So that's going to stop birds and stuff getting to your plants.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. So I've got all mine against my conservatory, and I was wondering whether I could attach something to like the guttering up at the top and then dangle it down.
Yeah, because especially when you grow your cherries, for example, because they love cherries, didn't they? The blackbirds are terrible for cherries. As soon as they see red cherries, they're there. And once they find them, they won't leave them alone. The pigeons, they're so-and-sos.
I get loads of pigeons in my
garden. Yeah, they find
as well.
fruit, that's it. And even sometimes even peck buds off of things as well.
Olwyn sent a gorgeous picture of some beautiful tulips.
Look
I have no idea what variety that is, but wow.
You could almost mistake them for peony flowers,
couldn't you?
Super, super double tulips.
Those are amazing tulips. Thank you, Olwyn. Those look really, really pretty. Love those. Did you get those from us? I don't recognise them. You don't have to buy everything from us, obviously. I'm not holding you to it. Please do, though. Yeah, Graham sent a picture of his Caribbean lily this morning. Graham's are looking fantastic.
Oh.
Again, I've only got about 5 or 6 open around the edge, but I'm going to go out on a daily basis and take fresh pictures because they're going to open up like this from the outside inwards, and that is amazing. It just sits in that bed of foliage. It's so pretty.
I'm really excited I got those this year because, you know, last year...
Yeah, we were jealous, weren't we?
Yeah, and I didn't want to be one of those people that keeps saying, I'm going to get them,
I'm gonna get
and then
them,
you don't.
and then you don't.
So I thought, no, I'm getting them, and I'm really chuffed I have them. I'm going to take pics of mine in a few days' time. And they're so different and unusual. And I panicked to start with because I didn't think they were going to flower because the leaves came out, but I couldn't see anything in the middle. Then all of a sudden, the flower head came up.
Kenneth says, hi, the Buddha Bex liked was a statue I converted into a water fountain. I'm pleased she liked it. I do like it, Ken. That's amazing. Niels, I've shown. Dave, aloe vera in flower.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Seriously, I'm guessing you brought that from like indoors or from a greenhouse and then put it outside, but that's looking phenomenal.
That is looking phenomenal.
That's
I like your
huge, that
bluebells in
flower.
the background as well, by the way. All my bluebells have just opened up. They look amazing at the minute.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a bluebell walk on Monday.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
they're all looking amazing at the minute. Thank you very much for that. What else have we got? Hazel, I'm going to catch up. We are catching up. Now, Hazel, this was the one who sent me the picture of the appletini. Hazel, you're going to get so many fruits this year. This is the appletini. Now, my flowers have all gone over now, and I can see the start of the apples actually starting to form. But check out how many flowers you've got on your appletini.
Yeah,
I think yours is even more floriferous than mine.
And it's deep pink. There's pink flowers, and even the foliage is really pretty.
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
Sort of purpley foliage.
It's a really... We haven't got it in stock at the moment. I was told it's coming back at some point soon, and I hope it is, because that's a really nice compact, and it makes these teeny tiny little apples on there. That's beautiful. Love that. Thank you, Hazel. And finally, Lawrence has a question. So he says, good morning all. The rosemary in the foreground is now too big for where it is situated. I've got a suggestion already, but I'm going to let you answer. For where it is situated, and I'm looking to replace it with shrubs that will complement the decade-old Sarcococa, the Photinia red robin, and the ceanothus that it sits in front of. I'm open to suggestions as brain fog is getting in the way. So this is the picture he sent us. So the ceanothus, the rosemary is this one here. I love that lamp as well, by the way. So he's looking for something that's going to sit. He's obviously going to get rid of that rosemary, and it's going to sit there in front of it. I don't think we've got anything in the potting shed today, but I do have a suggestion. What do you reckon?
Well, funny enough, I was going to say not this lilac.
Oh, but the little baby one, little Rosie.
Little Rosie, the little Rosie lilac could look lovely on that corner.
The little Rosie lilac could look lovely.
Yeah, and it's not evergreen, but it would look really gorgeous on that corner.
I was going for an evergreen
there.
one, which would have been the Nandina Firepower.
Yeah, Firepower would be, yeah.
I mean, I think you've got space for a couple of plants in there, potentially.
I'm trying to think, what else have we done recently, off the top of my head? I mean, some of the ericaceous things would be nice, but then I'm not sure it's ericaceous compost in there.
Well, you've got two suggestions from us, so I think the Little Rosie is a really good shout there, and I think the Nandina Firepower, because it stays nice and compact, sort of stay that little bit shorter, and then you'll be able to see the plants behind. But this is open to everybody in the chat, so why don't we all help Lawrence out? Has anybody else got any suggestions? Stick it in the chat.
I'll tell you one other thing that did jump into my head. We did them a few weeks ago, Bex, the potentillas.
Oh, that would be good.
They're nice because they do well in raised beds. They don't mind sort of quite dry, well-drained soil, and they flower for months. Little
how big do they
star-shaped. They get about so big, sort of about 2 or 3 foot tall.
Yeah, that might work.
That sort of width. Flower their socks off for about 4 or 5 months.
All right, there you go. You've got 3 suggestions from us. Anybody else in the chat got any suggestions? Do let Lawrence know. You can put it in Facebook. You can put it in YouTube. I'm not sure where Lawrence watches, but Matt will let us know if anything comes in the Facebook chat. I'll keep an eye on the YouTube chat and I'll let you know. Okay, I've caught up on all the emails. Yay! And we've still got half an hour left, so we're going to show you some more of our gorgeous plants for you. We're going to start with the wonderful Syringa vulgaris. This is a lilac. This is called Michel Buchner.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this is just starting to pop out into flower.
Oh, let me have a sniff.
Oh.
Is it good?
Yeah, that is that classic lilac fragrance, isn't it? That is so sweet. I love lilac.
There's something, in a good way, something quite soapy about it. Do you know what I mean? It's a beautiful fragrance.
Yeah, the lilac flower
Love that.
just has that gorgeous fragrance to it. Really sort of bushy, healthy plants as well. They can get into small trees eventually, kind of a couple of 2, 3, 4 metres tall, but you can prune them back after they're flowered.
All right, I got a question, because you said about this. If it gets a bit too leggy, what you can do, there it is, that stem there, you can chop it, because I've got a lilac that's planted and I've got one great big stem.
Yeah.
It's really bare and then a bit of foliage up at the top. So I'm going to chop it off like this one has done here. And then it's produced extra stems here. You don't need to be too careful about it with lilac, do you?
What you need to just do it after it's finished
After
flowering.
flowering,
Because the new growth it produces, that will flower for you next year.
And this is the great thing about lilac, is that you can, sort of hard prune it if you need to.
You can be quite brutal, and what quite often happens as well is the new shoots that come next year, you'll see great big fat buds on the top of those, and there'll be really big flower heads for you, because if you just leave them and leave them and leave them, the flower heads can get smaller eventually.
The plant weakens itself,
yeah, it does.
doesn't it?
So once in a blue moon, giving it a good trim back after it's flowered is fine, but of course you can leave it to just do its own thing, but what you will get is just masses and masses of these lovely soft purple flower spikes every year. And again, they're a little bit early. I mean, when I was a kid, lilacs kind of flowered in May, but now the way the seasons are moving, I saw a ridiculous thing the other day driving home where one person had a lilac flowering next to a forsythia that was flowering. That's like, that's crazy. There should be about 6 weeks between them, but things are flowering earlier. Lilacs are tough. They'll get through any frost. They'll get through drought once they're established. They don't really get any pests and diseases.
They don't, do they?
No, they are
They're
just
pretty
literally
tough.
a plant them, love them, leave them kind of plant. That's all you need to do. Great for filling a corner somewhere, great as a specimen in the middle of a lawn or a front garden. And I can't believe this is what we're sending out to you. I mean, hopefully yours might have a flower. We can't guarantee yours will definitely have a flower bud on it, but that one certainly has. And again, you'll have that brilliant roots. Oh, look at that.
I vacuumed in here the other day. Stop making a mess.
Yeah, you made loads of mess earlier. So, yeah, look at that. Brilliant root system as always. And see, I did mine really carefully. Like, I only dropped a few bits of bark. Look at all that mess there. Look, shocking. So get this home, plant it. This will grow another probably 18 inches or so this year even.
Yeah, they do get a rump on.
They do get a rump on. And within a couple of 2 or 3 years, it'll be a couple of 2 or 3 metres tall. It'll be smothered in flower every year. And you'll love it. And you'll certainly love.
Oh, the fragrance is delightful, definitely.
It does say on our website as well, you can cut them, take them indoors. Don't do that, because lilac just droop when you try and put them in a vase.
Okay.
And they don't pick up again, so don't.
Oh, really?
Yes, don't.
Can't cut flower?
No, they do say it's bad luck to take lilac flower indoors as well.
Really?
Yeah, it's a superstition thing. Yeah, you should never cut lilac and take it indoors.
I mean,
it's
I'm
meant
not a
to be
superstitious person, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's meant to be bad luck. Goodness knows why. But there you go. But yeah, don't try and cut it as a cut flower, as I say, because they wilt really quickly and then they don't stand up again. Just enjoy them outside on the plant.
All right, fabulous. 511637 is the item number, and it's £16.99, your discount price. A new variety of syringa that we've brought into the potting shed for you. Beautiful fragrant flowers there, completely winter hardy and nice and simple as well. We like that. Right, we're going to talk to you about citrus next. Now, this is the kumquat that we've got for you. It's just one of the brand new range of citrus plants that we've brought into the potting shed. Our head gardener and the head buyer went off on a shopping trip to Sicily a few weeks ago. It must have been about 6 to 8 weeks ago now, and this is one of the plants that they brought back. And you will notice that the title says citrus kumquat with fruit. Now, this is the sample that we've been using here in the nursery, in the potting shed for about 6 to 8 weeks. A lot of the fruits have disappeared.
Do you see on one side, look? It's bald on that side where we keep...
You see, there's still quite a lot on there, but bearing in mind that this is what happens whenever we talk about the citrus. One of us eats at least one of the fruits here. And with the kumquat, I'll do the talking because he can't, you can actually eat the skin. I mean, you should eat the skin. And the skin is quite sweet, isn't it, compared to the flesh of the fruit?
Yeah, it's actually more sweet than the flesh of the fruit as well. I mean, I'll tell you, enough make your mouth water.
My mouth is watering. I'm just getting a scent of it, and it's making my mouth water.
But that is really nice, honestly. I'll be honest with you, I tried one the other week, and it was a bit underripe, and it was a bit...
Yeah, when we first brought it in here, we were eating it going, oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, but it was a bit...
It was quite sharp.
Like you sort of, chalk on a blackboard, kind of polystyrene-y kind of thing.
I mean, if you like it, though, that's good.
But these have ripened up to the point now, you just pop them in your mouth, and they are gorgeous.
Yeah.
If you've got children or grandchildren, you can have them in hysterics with one of these, because if you just pick up one of those fruits, So here, kids, watch, boom, put that in your mouth. They think you've lost the plot because they sit there for ages, don't they? Pick all the skin off, they take all the pith off, they segment it. I think it's hilarious. You can eat the whole thing, and you can on these.
Yeah.
And of course, also, you've got evergreen foliage, so these look great all the year through. They can be outside during the summer, bring them in for the winter, and the flowers, another fragrant plant. That's about the fourth incredibly gorgeous fragrant plant we bought you today.
And they are super fragrant. We're not talking a citrus fragrance either. We're talking a very sweet, heady fragrance from the flowers that you get from citrus, like gardenia, like tuberose, like jasmine. That's how good those flowers smell on there. And these do come with the fruits attached, okay? So there's no wondering, waiting, am I going to get fruits this year? Am I going to get flowers? You will, because this has reached that level of maturity. The stems are already really nice and thick on there. These are proper mature plants. They're really easy to look after. If you're repotting, use Ericaceous compost and get yourself some of the citrus feed. They do need that rather than our regular blooming fast, okay? So 340104 is the item number, and it comes in the 22 centimetre pot. You're saving a tenner on that one too. And on the higher priced items, this is where you get the big discounts, because it's 15% discount. So on that one, $29.99 goes down to $25.49, which is a fantastic saving. I can't do it. You get a lot off, basically. 340104 is the item number on that one. Free postage as well. Use the code with your saving, get your free postage and get your free gift, which is worth £10 today. That beautiful Sarah Bernhardt peony.
That's mad, though, for that kumquat, because there's been a lot of work gone into that.
Huge amount.
Good 3 or 4 years of work to get it looking like that.
I'd say at least, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant.
You know, we do have little 9 centimetre fruit trees you can get if you want a project, but you're going to be waiting 4 or 5 years before it gets to that kind of age and stage where it can actually provide you with flowers and fruits. Right, back to the favourites table. We're into the last, nearly 20 minutes. So let's remind you of everything. I don't know if we've got anything brand new for you to see, but we're going to run around and show you some of the amazing plants. We're starting off with this gorgeous Delphinium magic fountain here. It's in the 2 litre pot. We're saving a £5 off the price here. It's $8.49 club price.
Yeah, and these are fantastic because Delphiniums give you that drama. They send up these huge, great big flower spikes year after year after year that look dramatic, that are loved by the pollinating insects. If you've ever been to the Chelsea Flower Show and you go in the big marquee there and you see the displays of Delphiniums, they are one of the most breathtaking flowers you can grow. They look good in a contemporary garden, they look good in a cottage garden. You can grow them in pots and containers as well if you want to. This variety is particularly good because most of the time it doesn't need staking. You haven't got all those bamboo canes and string going round it. We can't guarantee which colour, but you'll get one of these absolutely stunning colours. And look at that. I mean, I'd be happy with any of them in my garden. All gorgeous, gorgeous colours. Really healthy leaves. And the thing about Delphiniums is give them a bit of space, plant them in their own space, don't make them compete with other plants. Somewhere bright and sunny, a well drained but moisture retentive soil is good. After the first lot of flower, trim them down, give them a liquid feed, they'll grow back, they'll give you a second flush of flower a little later in the summer. As Beck said, just when the new growth comes through in the beginning of the year, just protect from slugs and snails, because they are a bit of a magnet for slugs and snails, but a bit of strolch around them, that little bit of effort is so worthwhile for these incredibly gorgeous flower spikes that you're going to enjoy for a long, long time.
£5 saving there, $8.49. Now bear in mind, if you just came in to buy one of these, you'd pay £8.49, you'd put your code in obviously to get your saving, but you'd also get free postage and you would get a free gift worth £9.99. So I think that's just bonkers value right there. 511552 is the item number. Use the offer code YGTV1625. We're going to move on, but I'm going to be really annoying. Matt, can I just show one more set of pictures, please? Because Neil sent these in and I think I've missed it, and I don't want to miss Neil out. Hi Bex and team, here's some photos of things in my garden, including some of my aces that are beginning to reflower lovely. My new front window box after the tulips went over fast. And look. Oh, cheery, happy daffodils and the white muscari included in there.
I've got those.
I got those.
I've got white muscari.
I love his blue windowsill as well. I think it really works
lovely?
nicely. So that's his window box. Hang on, I need to go back because he's got the gorgeous acer here as well. Yeah, the acers are really coming up nice, aren't they now? Mine are all coming back into leaf, looking fantastic.
And that's what you call a proper acer, Bex,
proper
isn't it?
acer, yeah.
Those beautiful, finely cut leaves.
It's got the nice maple leaves on. It's not the fully dissected ones, but I'll still let you have it. It's still a proper acer.
Beautiful shape, that one.
Now this is the fritillaria. Well done,
Whoa.
Neil. Love these. I was driving past a garden with a teenage son in the car, and they've got loads of these in the front garden. I was like, we're going to stop. I need to take photos and videos. And my son was like, no, please don't. I'm so embarrassed. And I did. And do you know what? I had a lovely chat with the people in their front garden. I was like, do you mind if I just do some videos? And we had a lovely chat.
That's
and
nice.
They had loads of them growing. Those are looking great, Neil.
They're
Well
quality,
done, you.
those ones. I mean, they are big, big plants as
Love
well.
them.
The bulbs.
Brilliant spring bulb, that.
Have you ever planted the bulbs?
No.
The bulbs smell really weird when you plant them. Honestly, they have a really weird
Quite
fragrance.
pungent smell,
yes,
don't they?
really unusual.
But
yeah.
the flowers don't smell
Oh,
like that,
no,
do
no,
they?
not at all. I dug some up at work once accidentally and it was like, whoa, you know. But obviously, yeah, the flowers don't smell of anything unpleasant.
Right, so there you go. Sorry I didn't show those earlier, Neil. Buddleia Sun Gold is up next for you in the 2-litre pot. We're saving £5 on this one. It's $12.74 club price.
And this is a type of Buddleia, and somebody did say it to me once, that doesn't grow. They did. They started talking to me about their Buddleia
I love it.
in their garden. So I had to go with, didn't I?
Yeah, the Buddleia.
I just had to call it Buddleia myself. I didn't want to correct them. So yeah, this is slightly different. This is not the great big monstrous one you see growing at the side of the railway tracks, gets sort of 3 or 4 metres tall and those big purple flower spikes. This is a bit more unusual, this one. This has got sort of a slightly different growth habit, and it's got clusters of flowers around the stem, around the sort of the leaf joints. Beautiful honey-coloured flowers in the middle, yellow on the outside, loved by the pollinating insects, really fragrant, not really fussed about soil either. This will pretty much grow in any soil. It doesn't even need rich soil, to be honest. You could grow it in a large pot or a container. It flowers on the previous year's wood, so after it's flowered, trim it down to whatever height you want it to be. The new growth that comes will flower the following year. But it's something a bit unusual. Matt said earlier on in our ear, he said, I've never seen a yellow Buddleia before. Well, there you go. We've got one for you, and it's fragrant, and it's hardy, and it will come back year after year, and it's got gorgeous foliage.
£5 saving, $12.74 in the club, 560498. Use your code, please, to get your savings, your free gift, and your free postage. Hydrangea Deep Purple, a lovely mop head hydrangea, brand new to us in the potting shed, hopefully brand new to you as well, and a gorgeous colour on this one.
Looks great in a heavy metal pot. But yeah, this is really unusual because it's got those sort of deep coloured flowers. In an acid soil, it will go kind of more of a sort of a bluey purple. In an alkaline soil, it will just go more deep purple. But this is knockout. This is different. This is unusual. This is a talking point, and it's been on the favourites table for a while now. It doesn't surprise me because look at the white edging around the flowers and that little blue button in the middle. This is just fascinating. It's almost looks like, sometimes you buy those bunches of carnations and they've sprayed them, those artificial colours.
Yes.
It looks like they've made this colour up, but this is what it does.
It does.
Only gets about 1 metre tall, 1.5 metres tall, kind of the same width as well. Great for shade, perhaps even a north-facing garden, for example. You can grow it in a container. But yeah, this is a talking point. If you want a hydrangea, a mop head hydrangea that's not blue or pink, but this gorgeous purple colour, go for this. You'll love it. Hydrangea Deep Purple Dance.
511691, £15.29 is your club discount price here. Use your code, please. Savings, discounts, free postage, free gift worth £9.99 with every single order today. Not limited either, so if you want to place your order in 2 or 3 orders, that's how you make the most out of that free gift. So if you want a couple of peonies, place 2 orders. So rather than doing it in 1, do it in 2. Next up on our favourites table, we've got the gardenia that climbs hardy. Yes, a hardy gardenia.
That's when I know I've been gardening for a long time. Because when I started out gardening donkeys years ago, no way could you have planted a gardenia outside. Gardenias were houseplants, and they were really expensive, fussy houseplants as well, really difficult to grow. Now they've developed this variety, this climbs hardy. You can grow it outside. It's hardy to -10. If you don't believe us, we've given it our lifetime guarantee, our little snowflake symbol as well. So that proves that we're confident this will get through the frosts. It's got that evergreen, lovely, shiny foliage. Growing it outside, it is hardy, but if you can give it sort of a sheltered spot, somewhere it'll get a little bit of sun, but not where it will get really baked in the summer. It doesn't want that full-on sun, but a bright position. Plant it straight in the garden if you've already got rhodies and azaleas doing very, very well in that soil. If not, grow it in a pot. Our olive planter would look fantastic for this. Use our ericaceous compost, feed it with our citrus feed, and just enjoy it months and months of these exquisite, white, super fragrance, beautiful flowers.
510530, a couple of quid taken off that for you. £15.29 in the club on that one. And then finally, the Erigeron Sea of Blossom. I am going to, at some point, I'm going to make my top 20 of, you've got to have these in your garden. And I think Erigeron is definitely going to be on that list.
Yeah, it should be, because it is so, so tough. And never as a plant more aptly named. That advert years ago, it does what it says on the tin. That's what this plant does. If you want literally a sea of blossom, you can do this. The flowers change colour as they age as well, so the flowers can be white, they can be pink. It's not two varieties, it's the same flower, just different age of flowers on those. Super drought tolerant. You can grow in beds and borders. You can even just grow a hanging basket load of these. I mean, if you've got an easy fill hanging basket, you could do that. You could just put Erigeron in there and get this cascade. You can grow it on rockeries. It will seed about. It gets through the winter. It doesn't mind soil, does it particularly? I've seen these grow on sandy soil, clay soil, full sun, dappled shade. Only gets about 5 or 6 inches tall. Never needs deadheading. And one plant can cover an area about the size of an old dustbin lid.
Well, let's go and have a little trip into Sean's garden, because he had an area of his garden he didn't know what to do with.
Well, this is where I've put Erigeron in my garden, because this whole board, I'll be honest, it's very rubbly. Haven't really worked out quite what to do with it, but I wanted ground cover. And there's only about 3 plants here. They've been here a couple of years, and they just flower all summer long for 6-7 months of the year. And what I've done, I've actually extended. So now, because they did so well then, this is often a tip. If you see a plant doing well, then you might want to repeat it somewhere nearby or get a similar variety. So I've actually just planted a few more plants along here. And the great thing is they will just flower and flower all summer long. Each plant can get up to about 1 metre by metre. The flowers change colour, so sometimes they're white, sometimes they're dark pink, light pink. And at the end of the year, all I'll do is literally trim them back, and we'll do it all again next year and the year after and the year after. It's known as Mexican fleabane. That's the popular name for it. And it's one of those plants that will tolerate a very poor soil, likes lots of sun, and needs very little love and attention. It's just a brilliant ground cover plant that will flower all summer long and produce thousands of flowers. And they're like little daisies, which I love.
So there you go. That is the wonderful Erigeron Sea of Blossom. Now we've got the beautiful premium professional compost for you. 100125 is the item number. This is something that we're all stocking up on a regular basis right now, isn't it? Because we're going through a lot of it. And that's because it's brilliant. It does what it's supposed to do. You've got wonderful free draining compost here. It's got a light, airy texture. It allows moisture to get in there and hold on to it, but it also allows air to circulate around the roots, which is vital for that root development and growth. You're getting 100 litres, you've got 2 50-litre bags, you've got a saving, you've also got loads of feed included in there as well. So you've got a slow release fertiliser. It's perfectly balanced as far as the pH is concerned for the majority of things you're going to put in your garden. 100125 is the item number here. The Japanese azaleas, you're going to get these in 3 9-centimetre pots. You get a red, a pink and a white. It's evergreen. It loves acid soil, so get yourself some ericaceous compost, put them into pots. In time they can get really big, though you can container grow these as well if you want to. It's £15.27 for 3 pots there. 510804 is the item number. And then, of course, Fire Queen. Yes, 12 plug plants included in here. 401337 is less than £1 a plant. When you're in the club, it's £11.04. Everybody needs a geranium in their garden in summertime, don't they? And these are the bright red, beautiful Fire Queen ones. 401337 is your item number on that one. Bringing you back over to this table for the final time. We've had a little changeover. There are a couple of things you haven't seen yet, actually. We're starting off with the Begonia Super Cascade.
We are.
Cascade, Super Cascade.
Super Cascade.
Super Cascade.
Super Cascade.
Super Cascade.
Super Cascade. Stop now.
All right, good. Come on, we've got 9 minutes or something.
Well, I know a lady should be talking about these because you've grown these, haven't you?
Yeah,
these
they're great.
These are phenomenal. Months of flower on these, gorgeous foliage, huge trailing kind of growth on these. You don't need to deadhead them, mixed colours, great in a hot, dry summer, great in a damp, windy summer. They're really not fussed. Begonias are so well suited to the UK. These are really fun plants to get your children, your grandchildren growing as well, because all you've got to do, you've got to plant them, you water them, you feed them, and you just enjoy months and months and months of colour right up until the frost.
You do.
It just couldn't be easier.
It really couldn't be, and you get so much colour in your garden. I genuinely tell you, a couple of years ago, it was the best thing in my garden, and I grew a lot that year. This was the best thing in my garden that year. 400543 is the item number. £7 saving on there, 1104 in the club. Use your code, get your saving, get your free gift, and get your free postage as well. Lily of the Valley, we did show it to you earlier, but it's well worth showing again because this is a great sort of problem solver for getting flowers in those shady spots. The more that we talk about here, the more we, bring you these little problem solvers. Flowers in shade, it's not impossible, but it is a bit more tricky.
Flower and fragrance as well on these.
True,
yeah, Lily of the Valley fragrance is absolutely incredible, really sweet. These are the kind of plants we're going to send out to you, and you'll see in a moment the root system on these. You've got an incredible root system on these plants, really well established. And the great thing about Lily of the Valley is they're great for shady areas, but what they like is moist shade. So if you've got somewhere that's the ground stays moist all the year through.
So clay soil.
Yeah, clay soil's good. If it's north facing, I've got these in a north facing border at home. That border is really wet in the winter.
Yeah.
Never really dries out much in the summer because obviously it doesn't get much sun, and they love it. I've got a little colony of these I put in 7 years ago, 1 or 2 plants. Now it's covered an area again about dustbin lid size.
Amazing.
And loads of flowers on these. Then you have those almost like hosta-like leaves that stay on right up until the autumn. They turn yellow before they die down, and that's all you've got to do with this plant. There's nothing else to it. Just enjoy it. You don't even need to cut the leaves off in the wintertime because they literally just collapse and rot down into the ground, and then they come back again every year.
Plant it, leave it, love it.
Yeah.
Strawberries for you next. We've got the beautiful pine berries. Now these are the white strawberries, and they just grow them just like normal strawberries, but you get white strawberries, and they've got a hint of pineapple flavour to them.
A hint of pineapple, slightly smaller than normal strawberries, but really different, really unusual. Just grow these where you grow your other strawberries as well. Just sort of make grow them in the same area.
You could grow them in the same. To be honest, if you're growing them in tubs, you could probably grow them in the same tub as well. Actually, by growing these along with other varieties, again, you get a cross-pollination thing. It can help increase yield. And
you could grow these in a hanging basket. You could grow them in a window box somewhere they could just trail over a little bit. And you will get lots of fruit from these, and they beautiful little white flower earlier on in the year, just like a strawberry, but just a strawberry with a twist, really, a little kind of pineapple twist.
And if you're sick of the birds trying to eat your fruit, Kevin, I've seen your email. I'm going to try and read it before the end. This is quite a good one to go for because the birds don't tend to go for these. They don't look ripe to the birds.
No.
So they do. I'm not saying it's foolproof, but they do tend to leave these ones alone because they just don't look ripe, which is awesome.
And I think strawberry's the only fruit in the world to have the seeds on the outside as well.
Correct, yes.
Which is weird, yeah.
320099 is the item number. You will get 20 of these runners. I'll quickly just show you what the runners look like for anybody that doesn't know. This one is a pack of 10, so you'll get 2 packs of these. And as you can see, look, they have got that lovely green growth coming. Just plant them with the crown. And you can tell, look, you can see where the rooty bits are. So just make sure the roots are under the soil surface, just up to where my finger is. That bit needs to be poking at the top of the ground. If you plant it underneath, unfortunately, the crown will rot and then the plant will die. So keep that above the soil surface. Sunny spot, feed, water, leave them alone. You'll get fruits. And then in winter, they look a bit rubbish, don't they?
They do, but they'll sit quietly in the soil next spring.
Don't trim them in winter, though. Leave all the faded foliage. It helps to protect the plant. It provides a home for bugs and things.
Yeah, and you can see where they are as well. So, and this time of year, any leaves that haven't got through the winter look a bit manky, just trim those leaves off, give them a feed. It could be granular or liquid, and they'll come back. And for a good sort of 4 to 5 years, they'll fruit for you. They might even produce little runners that you can propagate and make more plants from.
Yeah, and it's a really good thing to do because strawberry runners are in their sweet spot in about year 3. First year you get some fruit, second year you get a bit more. Year 3 is like that's the perfect year. You get loads of them. So if you pot up those runners, a few of them, cut the rest of them away, you always have a rolling succession of plants that are in their perfect year. So you're always then getting amazing fruit production. So it's well worth doing. It's really easy. You'll see the little plants that form on the runners. It's super simple. 320099 is your item number for your 20 pineberry strawberry runners. $12.73 is your club price. You'll get free postage. You'll get a free gift as long as you enter your code on there as well. On this table here, we've next got the Petunia Patriotic Mix. Red, white and blue. What a colour combination. There's a reason those 3 colours work so well together.
Just trying to get this one out again. Look at the root system on that. I mean, that is such a fabulously well-established plant. I mean, massive, massive root system on there. Whoa.
So good. Squeeze and tease.
Yeah, do a little squeeze and tease on that. So basically, you're just going to sort of loosen that up a bit and just pull those little roots out. Just tease them.
Doesn't need much, does it?
No, just tease them out a little bit like that, and then that way the roots will start to go into the compost. They won't keep going round and round. But all the hard work's been done. That's what I like about all these little plug plants that we bring for you. A lot of people are scared about growing things from seed.
Yeah.
And this takes the fear away because these plants are perfectly formed. They're ready to grow on. You could just put these in a little 9-centimetre pot, grow them on for a couple of weeks, and I'm so looking forward to the Sunday Becks or the Thursday we can come in and say, and you can plant them outside now. But yeah, we're almost there. Another couple of weeks, these can go outside and they will flower their socks off all summer long. They have a very kind of soft fragrance to them as well if you get your nose into the flower. And you've got that colour mix there, the red, the purple, the white. And this is what your hanging basket will look like. This is easy to create. This isn't photoshopped. This is reality. Water, feed with our blooming fast feed as well. That will encourage all that flowering. And just enjoy masses of colour and some of the best hanging baskets you've ever grown.
400763 is the item number. £7 saving on there, 1104 in the club. That's a great combination. I think my hanging baskets this year are going to be a complete mishmash. I've got Begonia Super Cascade, I've got Tumbelina Ruffles, and I've got American Fusions.
Why not? Just go for it.
I knew when I was doing it, I was like, this is going to be weird, but I don't care. I'm going for it.
I thought you could really mash it up and put some tumbling Tom tomatoes in there as well.
It's going to be the weirdest combination this year.
And I bet it'll look flipping brilliant as well.
Do you know what? Who knows? We'll see.
You see, sometimes you can overthink things, can't you, and overplan it. And sometimes you do the random thing. I mean, we have that at home because my husband, he has tulips out the front, all in separate colours, in groups and stuff.
I bet he lines them all up. I bet he's really meticulous.
Yeah, he doesn't like them. In the back garden, we've got pots of tulips, and there's about 10 colours in one pot. Yeah. Yellow with pink with different. I love all that. Yeah, I've got parrot tulips with the Darwin tulips.
I'll show you my pots of tulips because it's a complete mess.
I like that.
I love it.
I love it as well. Yeah, but
Right, sorry, we're chatting away to ourselves. Moving on to the last item on this table, and that is Dahlia Maxi Fireball.
Yeah, and goodness me, are these aptly named as well. You've got those sort of lava colours on these, those sunset, sunrise colours. These are going to flower their socks off for you all the way through the summer, right up until the frost. You could try and bring these in and keep them protected in the winter. In fact, sometimes a lot of these dahlias will grow their own tubers eventually, which you can get through the winter. But if you just want colour, if you want drama, if you want dahlias that are great bedding dahlias for pots, troughs and pots, only get to about 18 inches, 2 foot tall, deadhead them. And as Beck said earlier on, the flowers that are just about to come are more rounded. The ones that have gone over have got more pointed ends to them. So the pointy ones you want to deadhead, and then it will just encourage more flowering. And it's the same for all the things we've mentioned today. All the bedding plants and things you grow, when they're in containers, feed and water and just enjoy months of colour.
Indeed. Right, we've come to the end, but I just want to read Kevin and Julie's emails. Just as high, they showed us the picture, with the big net over the fruit trees and all that sort of stuff. So just to let you know, I had to put netting over my fruit trees, as last year my pears, cherry and plum trees were decimated by pigeons, doves and blackbirds. In fact, they took most of the buds early on and finished off whatever fruit that survived. Not this year. I used a large plastic greenhouse to overwinter my tender plants. Then once the fruit trees began to bud up, I removed the plastic cover and, as you saw, covered the framework with netting. Most of the fruit trees are YouGarden Duo ones and now in their second year. Regards, Kevin and Julie. P.S. Love Adam's ears.
Oh, thank you. And thanks, Kevin and Julie, for telling us that, because it's so rewarding when you get stuff from us and you get those results. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do. We've appreciated all of your company, your comments, your orders. It's lovely. We love our gardening community here. Stick with us. We'll be back again live on Thursday. If you fancy some more of us, we'll be on TikTok from about 1:30 this afternoon. Lots of love to you all. Happy Easter. Bye.